What's up? I guess I'm the only one. Oh, there's somebody popped in. I figured I was the only one in chat. How funny. Who do we got? Hello, Cindy, if it's you. Mama Cindy. Welcome back. And we just hang out tonight. Just me all alone with you guys and gals and people all around. Hey, Long Island. How you doing, Mike? Looking in the cave. Yep. Just hiding in my cave. How you doing? Saw you on the road today. You get there safely, I take it. Yeah, we're just hanging. Tomorrow night we're gonna try something different. We're gonna have a little fun with Gemma. We're gonna replay some of her older stuff. Good. I'm glad you did. Hey, Charlie, I saw you in here and Andrew in here earlier. SON. So, and Cindy was in here earlier. She said hello. That was nice of her to come back. Cool, sounds fun. Yeah, I figured we'll play some of her older stuff before she did the premiere videos and stuff. Have a little fun. Maybe she'll sneak in on us. I know she will. I'm glad people are showing up. That's cool. Yeah, I figured I'd talk about something that happened to me Thursday night. Pretty wild. Good to see everybody. And there's Cindy. Hello, Cindy. Welcome back. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know she will. So, if anything, hey, Barry, how you doing? Yeah, if I know her, she'll sneak a listen at least. If she can't talk, she'll at least listen. If she's not already. No, she'll text me here in a little bit to say goodnight. I can guarantee it. Bless her heart. Yeah, I didn't get to see much more after your stream today. I was on the run. I go. You got a 90-year-old man. He keeps you going. Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, make sure you hit that like. You don't have to if you don't want to. It'd be nice. I hope everybody's good and having a good day or good into the day, I should say. I don't know. Some of you guys live on the other side of the pond. So everybody's good, huh? Everybody's had a safe trip running around. Yeah, I tried to stream once a long time ago, driving. I just gave up, man. It was just horrible. Kept breaking up. Hey, Chapter 444, how are you? Thank you for coming, checking out. Like I said, we just chill and chat. Just want to come in and say hi. That's fine. I usually try to stay on about an hour and a half. Sometimes we last till 3. So anything's possible. I'm just going to hang like we always do, and then we'll have a little fun tomorrow night. Driving is hard to maintain chat. Yeah, it is. Well, it wasn't just that, too. I kept breaking up. I noticed you kept buffering, or at least you were for us. For me, I will say this about where I live. It's not bad internet. I just don't trust the other crazy on the road. Yeah, it does come and go, and it's a lot of times your location. Yeah, it usually does. I have some problems here sometimes. Hey, Anna, how you doing, little lady? Good to see you. How you feeling? Hope you're doing good. Yes, it's so weird to watch chat in SteamYard and chat in YouTube, because chat in YouTube's faster, but the video's delayed. But the chat in StreamYard's delayed. It's weird. I'm doing a premiere at 11 a.m. You'll love it. It has cave like the one behind you. Oh, does it? Yeah, have you seen this one? Here, check it out. Oh, what I tell you. There she is. Oh, yeah, really cool. Oh, yeah, I saw your thing for it. 1 second. Of course, she does do this to me. Good night, everybody, she says. Good night. She kills me. She does this on purpose. That's what she does. Just telling them everybody says hi. Telling the little lady. Jersey, good old Jersey. Everybody said hi. She kills me. She does. She does this every day. Hey, Pammy, how you doing? 1 second. Of course, she does this at the beginning of almost every stream. I love her. She kills me, man. Come on, there we go. Man, my hands suck. Second almost done. Yeah. Man, I am a horrible typer. I'm sorry for the dead time. I gotta say goodnight to her. She owns the damn gym. I didn't do that. Almost done. Well, we're going to try some new things, and she's on the go so much. Sometimes it's the only time I get to relay messages. Okay, we're back. After saying goodnight to Gemma, she sends her love. I'm glad everybody's shown up. So, Anna, how you doing? You're both hilarious. We try. We try to keep it. We're professionals, don't you know that? We try to keep everything as light as possible. And you get her going, you're all night. Pain is exhausting, and I didn't get to see all that because I was too busy talking to the boss. She pulls my chain once in a while, and I have to answer. Pain. Oh man, yeah. Well, if you think it will help, and go for it. I've been through my share of surgeries. Got the scars to prove it. 2 hips, almost a whole new neck. That was a rough one. The hips didn't bother me. Neck, man, that was rough. That's one of the ones I died on. I died on the table on that one. And left hip. But yeah, everybody coming in. Yeah, something pretty wild happened to me Thursday. I don't know. Hey, Bat Mom, how you doing, hon? Yeah, it happened to me Thursday. I don't know. Those who got Facebook might have saw my post. I don't know if you saw it. But yeah, I had an interesting night in a convenience store Thursday night. Went and go get cigarettes and pop some cigars, and it was a rough one. Made me stop and think for a while because what I see is kind of getting a little crazier now. So we're going to adapt that here in a little bit. Give time for everybody to roll in. See what time it is. We got 12:09, so we're just kicking. So anybody see anything good? I know Long Island's been on the road and checking things out, and he's getting ready to go check out some caves. Yeah, I did see that. By the way, let me do this. Hold on 1 second, and we'll do something here. I'd like to promote some more channels. Hey, Nightmare, how you doing? Taco Bell run. There you go. I don't know. I had tacos today for dinner, so that's pretty funny. Actually, but I made my own. Yeah, let's do this. Hey, Long Island, remind me to tell Gemma to make you a wrench. Since that's what she tells me. Hey, remind me to do this. Remind me to do that. 1 second. Dum, 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 dum. I'm so entertaining, I know. I don't ramble as good as Gemma does. But I like to promote things, especially things I like. Let's do this. There you go. Those who don't know his channel, there's Long Island's channel. Let's see if I can pull up Anthony. There we go. I want to throw Anthony in here. Anybody got any suggestions? Let me know because I want to promote these guys. I do watch them all. Oops. There's that one. I did something wrong there. And just fun to watch. What happened? What the heck happened there? Quit. There we go. There we go. There's Anthony's channel. And yeah, I'm going to start doing too on Fridays. Either at the beginning of the show, end the show, promote some channels, get some people rocking here. Let's see. I promote Sonny's channel. I think he is streaming right now. I think he was supposed to stream tonight at 9, so it'd be 12 here. There you go. There's Sonny's channel, Paranormal Chop Shop. And let's see who else we can get in here. I'm trying to. Where's Paranormal Highway here? I miss it. Hey, 1 second. I'm missing chat here too. Hey, Chris Jarvis, how you doing, sir? 1 second here. And I'm going to promote some of the ones I like too that I watch. Let's see. Where is he? I know I saw him. You got to watch YouTube. Sometimes they unsubscribe you. I've had that happen a couple times. And there's Paranormal Highway. We'll make that it for right now. Oops. There we go. Nope, that's not it. Wrong one, dude. Yeah. Too many paranormal channels. There we go. That's what I wanted right there. So everybody's good. Everybody's talking amongst themselves while I screw around. There we go. Click there. There. Get everybody in there. I'll get some more in later. Get back to the chat here, since that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Strange is putting in lightly. Everything's strange with me. What did I miss? What did I miss? If I was playing. Let me go back here and look at chat. Yeah, you're premiering on tomorrow. Now you're premiering tomorrow on that? Let me see. I'm going back. That's tomorrow, right? I just want to make sure, trying to get everybody settled in here. I'll just get back. I missed all kinds of things going on in my neck. Oh, yeah, bummer. Stubborn cancer. Oh, man. It'll be fun. Keep you in our thoughts. I'm lost, but I'm trying. Let me catch back up with everybody. She threw me all around. That's what happens when they pull your chain. Hey, come here. I'll distract you. So everybody good? And yeah, I think here in a little bit I have to tell you what happened to me Thursday. I've got all kinds of things flashing on my screen. Okay, we got 10 in. Wow, 10 this early. Usually I get it about 18, 19, 20, about halfway through. Everybody hangs out, says hi, and then moves on. Like I said, Sunny's streaming now, I think, right now. I don't know. SR is probably streaming. So just nice to have people come in and say hi. What's up? It's great. Now I can catch up on chat. I only see live videos on Sunny's, and it says there's nothing going on live until 6 until 6 days from now. I thought he was streaming live tonight. Huh. Yeah, I thought he was streaming live. I thought. Yeah, thought he was. Maybe I got the date wrong. Let me check too. You're probably right. I feel so goofy anymore. It's been a crazy week. Thursday, yes, night was really weird. I had a hard night last night. It was so weird. Well, I don't know if it was weird. It was just not right, what I saw. Where'd he go? Yeah, I believe you. I swear I thought it was tonight. I thought he was on my, I wonder why he didn't show up on my subscriptions earlier. Okay. Huh. I wonder why. Okay, I must have had a date wrong. Interesting. Hey, New England. How you doing, bud? Just stopping. Hey, going to bed. Am I too late for you? That's all right. I get it. Yeah, he may. I thought. Oh, maybe he streamed already. I thought he had a thing streaming tonight, or I could be wrong. I'm in the middle of the ring, in the house. Yeah, I like change too. Every so often, I change it up. So, Dirty, you good? I think you're up past your bedtime. I'm always up past my bedtime. I don't have a bedtime. Never have. I'm too hyper. My body just doesn't stop. I probably sleep an hour a night. Now, I'm pretty tired today. It's been a long week, and yesterday wore me out. So, I might actually sleep a few hours tonight. I'd like to get 2 or 3 in if it'd be nice. God willing. I usually average about an hour and a half tops. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm glad you came in. Hoping you can come up to Jersey. If I swing by, I'll yell when I come through Pincy. Sonny has no videos on his channel other than his lives. Yeah, weird. That's all he does is live now, I think. I don't know. He was hit a couple times with strikes, I think, or something, and it might have had to clean house or something. I don't know. Yeah, I went and looked the other day, and it was like, wow. But I know he's still streaming. I swear he thought he had a stream on tonight at 9. I slept last 3 nights. It'd be nice to sleep. I'm not a sleeper. I have a movement, for those who don't know. I have like a form of Tourette's. It's a movement disorder. It's Tourette's. I've had it since I was 2. I literally broke beds. I literally broke beds. And now in my old age, now the tremors are setting in, and you can get a little tense. Sometimes you get like I was a little noticeable last Wednesday in the suit, but the Wednesday before that, it was real noticeable. Yeah, I thought I was doing a pretty good hiding it, but I guess I just can't hide it like I used to. 12 hours working on coding. Oh, fun. That's one thing I wish I'd done. I know guys that do coding. I'm planning to sleep in tomorrow as late as I possibly can. I wish I could do the same, but I'm up. I'll be up. I can guarantee you when I do go to bed. I heard Gemma say she was going to be on his show tonight when she was on. Yeah, I thought that's what she said too. Yeah, because I swear I thought he said he was streaming. That's why I asked. That's why I said something. I didn't go look, but I noticed he hadn't popped up on my subscriptions. Hello, Nicole. How you doing? Just saying hi. Going to take my glasses off and just listen. Oh, to the sound of the dragon. Big week for me. My son's moving out tomorrow. Oh, the birdie's leaving the nest. Sounds like me, Ghost. I can't hide the pain anymore. Yes, I don't try to hide it. It's not worth it. I go with the flow. But see, the pain, I have a hard time. People compare pain. You know how you say, oh, I hurt. Oh, I hurt worse. But I always go by the numbers the doctors give you. And everybody's number may be an 8, but my 8 may be different than your 8. So I don't try to do that because all I know is I hurt a lot. I've hurt a lot. My body, nonstop. It's taking a toll. Took a toll on the old hips. Took a toll on the old neck. I used to sleep with it on my back. I don't sleep on my back because if I slept on my back, I did this in my sleep, and it totally trashed my neck. I could still do it, but it hurts. So I sleep on my side now as well. I found my bed caught in the middle of the floor one night. And Jake, I can get to cruise. So, and I do it for like a couple minutes and I wake up. It's me. So that's Steve's life. But yeah, I know the pain. And that kind of fusion sucks. So hopefully get you taken. Surgery should do it. Just make sure you take your time to heal and go at your own pace. Don't let anybody push you. Go at your own pace. Go how you feel comfortable as you heal. So what did you see yesterday and what happened? Yeah, I'm going to get to that here. And what time we got? I figured I'd start that about 12:30. I just try to make the stream last. I mean, I'm actually might get some sleep tonight. Hey, Ralph, how you doing? Figured to drop by, see what's going on. Hello, good sir. Hope you have had a great. Yeah, it hadn't been a bad week. Had a weird day yesterday. Actually, it was kind of rough. Made me sad more than anything. Yeah, Barry's here, Chris. I mean, I've got a pretty good crew. I'm surprised. Thank you all for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Yeah, it does. I have what they call AS, ankylosing spondylosis, and that's a fusion of the spine and the spine and the spinal cord. And it's not too bad. That hasn't bothered me as much as me just wearing bones down, rocking in my sleep. If I don't pay attention, I can keep cruising. That's how I hide it. I just try to keep moving, doing something. But it don't work like it used to. The tremors get a little more noticeable now. Yep, you have that too, yeah. Been here, done that, I know. I just keep rocking. That's all you can do. Keep the faith and keep moving. I must be around for a reason. That's the way I see it. I can put up with anything you can give me. I'll try. Everyone sees the idiot teenagers, right? Yes, over the PlayStation. Now, I heard it was Scott Baio who said he had PlayStation 5s or something to give away. It sounded, to me, it sounded like a setup. They just wanted to show how bad New York really is, because that's how bad it is. I mean, it was insane. I watched it for like maybe 10, 15 minutes. It was insane. Yeah, I don't know. Just goes to show you how crazy things really are. And I had 11 compression fractures in my back. The doctor said that it was a spinal. I was crying, but months later, when I called an ambulance, I got, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of painkillers. They had a hard time getting me to take that stuff when I was in surgery. I'd take it for a couple of days and they get mad because I want to quit. I said, I'm okay. I got to deal with it. No, Chris, what happened? It was with some YouTube. Oh, it was a YouTuber. I thought they said it was Scott Baio that did this. A YouTube influencer. Yeah, because I swear on TV they said Scott Baio. But anyway, it might have been a Scott Baio on YouTube. I don't know. I just saw the name, and I barely caught that. I was too busy watching the people go nuts. We knew that was going to happen. I'm going to give away free PlayStation. I don't know if they said PlayStations or PlayStation, but man, that was insane. It shows you how fast they move too. Well, you can get it if you're not all busted up. If you have to resell it, you're going to get $1,000 for it at least. Over 2,000 teens and 20-something showed up. Yeah, they arrested. They did arrest him for inciting a riot. So they did arrest him. Wow, I didn't catch all that. See, I just saw the riot. I didn't catch too much of what was going on. Somebody was showing, just live streaming it. They weren't talking about it. They were just showing the crowds going nuts. Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, well, it's New York. I hate to say it. God bless that place. But it's insane. His name was, Kai. Oh, okay. Neither am I. But honestly, sometimes you need them. I had my son, no painkillers, and none of them broke his wrist. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm just not a painkiller guy. Like I told the doctor in my last surgery, 2 days. I'm only taking them for 2 days. Because, dude, if you're gonna need them, you're gonna need them. I said, no, 2 days. That's all I need it for. I deal with pain every day. I got to keep moving. Painkillers don't allow me. And actually, after about 3 or 4 days of taking painkillers, by that time, it's like taking baby time. I burned through it. I don't know if it's just the way I am or what. Last time, and a lot of reasons I stopped taking painkillers was because they put me on Oxycontin. And never again. Never again. I was screwed up for 3 weeks. I don't remember much at all. It was horrible. I see why people get addicted to that stuff. I really do. Because I was in la la land. I didn't care. But it wasn't good. Yeah, it's just, especially if you're an ex-addict, you don't want to be. If you can do without it, I'd suggest. Almost had as bad as the kids in Chicago the other day that trashed them. Oh yeah, I saw that too. That's insane. It's getting crazy out there. Yeah, it does. That was the other thing. That was the only thing it really did to me. I mean, it gave me a little bit of relief. But they laugh. And the next surgery, the one I died. I keep telling these guys, when you knock me out, you gotta almost kill me, okay? Because I literally wake up. I've woken up a couple times during surgeries, and it's not fun. And trying to get their attention, let them know, hey, I'm awake. And it wasn't good. I was trying to tell them I was awake, and they just didn't make me out. You almost have to kill me. Yes, it is a very crazy world out there. Yeah, they do, but they give you something for that. Yeah, well, just a good laxative. Nothing worse than constipation, especially when you get older. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready to talk about Thursday here because I know a lot of people wait for that and get into it. What time we got here? I'm just checking my stuff here. I woke up during surgery once. It freaked everybody out. What's funny and about that when that happened all the times, the nurse said I would start rocking and the doctor would have to hold me there and they'd say, give him a little bit more. And I'd stop. And then I'd start rocking again. And they'd go, give him a little bit more. So I'd start rocking again. And finally, I just opened my eyes and could just stop. Just stop. And I actually thought, because I hadn't gotten the hose in me yet. You haven't, done the breather apparatus. I'm like, you just stop. And he's like, dude, how are you still awake? And I go, man, you got to almost kill me. And then I woke up during the actual surgery. I was freaking out with the tube in my mouth. And it wasn't good. I told him afterwards, man, I told you. And then I died. Well, I died when I woke up the second time with the tube in my mouth. I started gagging on flatline. I choked on it almost like immediately. I was out for. They said I was dead for like a minute, almost a little over a minute and a half. But it was wild because they said they hit me twice. I remember. All I remember was I remember what happened during it because it's still played it in my mind. But when they woke me up, when they zapped me the third time, all I remember was a flash of light and the thing I was talking to said, "We'll see you soon." And they weren't kidding. And that would be the end of it. People are getting tired of dry skin. Yeah, two things are going to happen. You're either going to start having like a mini civil war, first, even though we're basically at war with China, doing what do you want to call that? Cyber war with them in a lot of ways, and everybody else. There's a lot going on. Then they're stirring the pot here on purpose, so they're doing stuff like this to just cause chaos. The rumor is they do want to go martial law. They want to go digital. Europe is trying to go digital right now. But see, that's the thing too. These kids, and I don't know if that would have happened when we were growing up. I'm sure something close, pretty much, would still probably have happened. But yeah, everybody's just a little more on the greedier side now, and it's just not right. But what are you going to do when you're being led down the wrong path? Yes, it is a spiritual war, a very big spiritual war going on right now. I would agree with that. In fact, that's a good lead into telling my story. Okay, folks, you ready to hear what happened to me Thursday? Now, I did post this on Facebook, but it was pretty well. A lot of you know I see stuff when I walk around. I see people and their attachments, whatever you want to call it. I've done it ever since I was a kid. Some people say that's probably why I have Tourette's. Anyways, I had gone out, I don't know, about 7, 8 o'clock last night, Thursday night, to get a pack of smokes and give me something to drink, because I'm not a big pop drinker, and I just went and got me a big old thing of juice and then ran over. I was going to go over and get pop, a couple cigars, until this came in the mail. And I walk into the convenience store. There's 4 people in the store. Well, actually 5, counting me. The guy running the register, 2 guys kind of messing around the counter, at the front of the counter, kind of talking, looking at stuff, and a lady over by the coffee. I walk in and I scan the store. I always scan everything, like to know where I'm at. Even if I've been in the place 1,000 times, know where everybody's at and all that. I walk in, and Dad wanted peach ice cream, so I walked over to the cooler. So I'll tell you, it was a United Dairy Farms, and I walk in, I go across, open the ice cream, and I'm looking at the ice cream, and I turn around, and I just had this, just awfully. It was not a scary fear. It was just, I was feeling very off-put. It's really off-put. Like, I don't like this kind of thing. So I grabbed the ice cream, shut the door, and I'm looking around again. The lady standing at the coffee, messing around in front of the coffee, is slumped over a cup, and this thing's hanging on her, and I can literally see something like being pulled off of her. I'm like, nope. And then I turn around and I look at the 2 guys standing, getting ready to walk up to the register. And both of them have these 2 huge black masses right behind them. And I swear the one was whispering into the other guy's ear, where they start talking to the register guy. Where I look at the register guy and I realize there's a shadow behind him too. And it's just standing there, and it's just giving off like really weird, bad vibes. But the 2 with the guys, these entities were just bad. I mean, it was awful. So I had like 4 bad things standing in front of me. So I go to walk up to the register, and I kept my distance. I just kept staring at the candy rack the whole time because I got tired of looking at it. It was giving me the creeps, but I wanted to say something. Honestly wanted to say something. I just wanted, hey guys, you need to stop and get back in the light. But like I said in my comment, some choose the darkness, some not by choice. So, I should have said something. But anyways, I turn around and a lady walks in the door. Nothing behind her. But she kind of looked at me kind of confused. I can imagine what I looked like, because I know my eyes watching, and I was like trying to be real cool about it, because I was literally just trying to keep an eye on the can. Look down at the candy, act like I'm waiting to get in line. The 2 guys were up there ringing up their stuff. And lady comes in, she goes and she grabs a gallon of milk. I'm in line, she comes up behind me. Then the lady comes over with the coffee. whatever was on her was just pulling on her. It was just the two guys at the register, they pay for their stuff, and the thing that's leaning over the one guy like he's whispering in his ear. The other thing behind it like puts his hand on the other black thing, and then they all walk out together. It was weird and it just felt so bad. I mean, so bad. I didn't want to even be around it. Well, they leave, and the lady with the coffee comes walking up. I just go ahead and go. I didn't even want to. I just wanted her out of there and just deal with the guy in front of me. And she gets her coffee. She's trying to go, and I'm like, and she didn't even look like the type. I mean, she just looked like a normal person. And the only thing that I can think of was whatever was with her was some kind of an addiction demon. Because that's the way it acted. It was just fucking on. Anyways, she leaves, and I walk up to the register, and I look at the guy, and the thing behind him is just like towering over him. I felt like it was just doing this to me. And I pay. I tell him to have a good day. And I hear this grunt. I said, okay, well, I really do hope you have a good day. And I left. I went home. I sat in my driveway. I wanted to say something so bad to all of them right there where they were all standing there, because what I was feeling was not good at all. And I think that's the first time where I've been in a long time. I don't think I've ever been in a room where, more than half the people standing there had something with them. And all of it was bad, because it was all bad. Those four had something very bad attached to them. And I pull up in the driveway. I did. I'll be honest. I sat there and I prayed for a little over 10 minutes, not only for their souls, but for my own, because I felt so bad, because I should have said something. And I still wish I should have said something. No matter what they would have said to me, no matter if they would have criticized me, I should have said something. Good night, Ralph. You have a good weekend. And I hope to see you on the flip side. The UDF started here in Cincinnati. Yeah, I know it did. But yeah, I came home. I sat in my room and just sat quietly. It was something. I knew I should have said something. I knew it. Yeah, if you did say something, Ghost, they would have thought you were not. Hey, and my gut, before I even pulled out of the parking lot, my gut was telling me, go back in there, at least tell the guy at the register what's standing behind, no matter what he says. But that's what my gut was yelling at me all the way home. I think that's why I prayed for my own soul more than theirs, because I should have said something. I should, no matter what the criticism would have been, no matter what they would have said, I at least known that I tried to warn them. It's the same thing that happened with me with the Hat Man. I even though I was a kid and I didn't understand everything that was going on with that teacher, I should have said something. Hey man, you got something that wears a hat that walks around you. I should have said something to him too. That's how I feel. But yeah, I honestly felt like it was weird, because I've walked into stores and there's people full of stores, like like a Kroger's or somewhere, and I see things falling on people. But it wasn't like that because UDFs are fairly small, and it was weird. It was just weird, because usually in the store I'll see good things. A lot of times it's good, but lately it's been a lot more bad, and it's more attachments, addiction demons, just things sucking people's lives. You can tell, but there's a lot of good there still too. Like that woman on the plane. I feel like that lady on the plane sometimes, believe me. But I don't see reptilians. I just see the things that follow people. Could you imagine seeing? And I won't. When I went to the airport to go to Kansas and fly back, because when I came back to make it for Gemma's show, I took a red eye. And I did my best. I basically walked through that airport with blinders on. I didn't want to see anything. I just ignored everything I saw. Well, what are you going to send me now, Chris? I can't play anything. That's the thing. Yeah, I've seen this guy talk. I sent that one to her too, Chris. I'm hoping she watched it. I'm not going to show any videos on YouTube anymore, except hers. That's why we're going to do the Saturday night replays. We'll have fun. Talk about whatever she was talking about. I would like to show some of the older stuff. have a little fun. Like I said, have some fun. But yeah, it was weird. I don't like it when I'm in situations like that because I really do want to say something, especially as bad as that was. Because I honestly think that if I would have said something, maybe one of them, maybe just one of them might have done something. I don't know. It's hard. I know. And believe me, I've told people, hey, you got something following you. I know the reactions. I've seen the reactions. But I don't know. I've never done that in a group of people like that where there's four of them. And I'm saying, look, folks, you got something, you got something, and you guys. I don't think I could. I wanted to, believe me, I really wanted to. And I was hating myself for not doing it. I still do a little bit. I'm trying to catch up on chat. It got quiet. See what I missed. Yeah, that's my life. That's what happens with me when I go. I mean, I go out every day. I worked in it. I worked dealing with this stuff. Oh, restaurants are fun. When I was growing up, because I spent most of my young teens, probably until about I was 20, 21 when I worked for Bonanza. Maybe longer than that because I started working probably before I should have. And it was every day. I'm so glad when I first started there and was able to adjust myself to that environment. Back in the kitchen, but it sucked something. It sucked something fierce walking around busting tables. And you'd walk by a group of people and you'd see four people sitting at the table, and one entity standing in the middle of the table, and you're trying to figure out which one it belongs to. But yeah, that was my night, Thursday night. But everybody's real cool about it. Thank God I have people to talk to about it. But see, that's just one thing. And I'm seeing more and more of this stuff, more and more now. It's making me a little nervous because I know what this world's going through right now. And there's literally a spiritual war out there. You better be ready. It's not that bad. I've dealt with it for so long. But yeah, there are moments like Thursday where I knew I should have said something. It's as simple as that. I should have said something. All four of them while they were standing there. I should have took the chance of getting my crap beaten out of the two guys. I don't think they would have. Well, I don't know how they would have. I mean, they at least said hi to me, but man, I didn't like what was hanging on them. No, especially with the one that it was creepy watching it, like it was whispering in his ear the whole time. And it was like, dude, that's a first for me. I've seen them do all kinds of things, walk around with their hands on their shoulder or around their waist. I had one that looked like he was holding on to the person's shirt. I've seen little ones, big ones, fluffy ones. I've seen just about everything following some people. Andrew, there you are. How you doing, bud? They say that the SZP were probably a group of Aztec who moved out of Mexico after the Spanish came in. Yeah, that's right. I kind of agree with that. Dude, I want to have you on sometime, Chris. You come off as an intelligent, well-spoken man. I'd love to talk to you sometime, really. I bet you would have a pretty good conversation. Wes Semi Hood Rider. Andrew, you killed me, man. So I don't know who all stuck around. We still got 12 people watching. I appreciate the people that came in the beginning and wished me luck. I don't know who all stuck around. Pretty much right now I'm looking at regulars. But I'm glad they all came in and said hello. And that was great. I enjoy that. That's all it's about. I ain't looking for anything special, just some fun. I figured you were here, Robert. I enjoy you being here. Yep. I'm a Mormon in real life. I only play it smart. That's funny. Hey, Ted, how you doing? I hope you're well. Andrew. And I'm still, oh, well, hello, Cindy. We're just listening to me talk. Yeah. I was telling what happened, so I wasn't paying if anybody else was there. So when I looked up, all I saw was people I know from most of our chats. It's good to see you. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you're still here. So yeah, guys, got anything you want to bring up? You know me, we kind of fly these nights by. Sometimes I don't know how we last till 1:30, 2:30, a couple times till 3. I was amazed. But then again, I'm not the rambler that Gemma is. So I'm surprised you guys stick around. I'm not as good looking either. Hello, Jules. How you doing? I know some of them are. So Andrew, you're home, right, Andrew? Did you say you were home? Did you make it home? Nicole's still here. I wonder if we get a creepy feeling off of people is when you see something. I usually get the feeling before I see somebody. I'll feel it. Like when I walked in. The thing was weird about when I walked in Thursday night. Most situations I would have felt that right off. And I didn't. I didn't really start feeling it till I got over to the ice cream. That's when I started feeling it. And I really think it was the lady at the coffee machine that really started making me pick things up first. That's when I started to do the second scan. Oh, Cindy just reminded me, Gemma, sorry. Gemma just reminded me that the 4th was the anniversary of the Thin Lizzy Borden murders. Wow, I didn't know that. Sorry, Gemma. Hello, Shelly. How are you? Yeah. So yesterday was Thin Lizzy's anniversary, and she knows I'm right there. So okay, now I'm sleeping. She sends her love again. All right, Gemma. And they send theirs. She backs me up. She makes my life interesting, that's for sure. What is Ghost of and my friend Gemma into tonight? Gemstones are rapping with me. Gemma just texted to say goodnight again and let me know that it was Thin Lizzy's murder anniversary. Oh, and her video Monday, her premiere video Monday is a good one. Hold on, let me make sure I get the title right. Because I want to get that right. Oh my goodness. Demon House of Detroit. She's going to talk about the Demon House in Detroit. So that will be a good one. Yeah, that's a good case anyways, but everybody's probably heard it by now. So I ain't going to talk too much about it. She's going to talk about it Monday. There you go. So Demon House in Detroit on Monday for her premiere video. Now remember, we don't do chit chat this Monday. So, and Laura couldn't stream Thursday night, so that's why we didn't stream Thursday night. Now I wish I had, because I wouldn't have been in a dairy barn dealing with a bunch of scary things. Wonder whatever happened to Thin Lizzy Borden. I haven't seen her in chat. And I haven't seen her. Last time I saw her was when she was streaming with Stockton. Dementia. I had to skip her dog in the bed. Aww. Bree. I don't know where she went. And see, a lot of those people, I like I said, I still listen to SRR during the week once in a while on the actual radio. Well, you know what I mean. And then, because I don't watch him live, like I pop in every so often and say hi. I mean, if it wasn't for Cindy popping me on and getting me used to doing lives on SRR, which was a fluke because I really didn't want to do it, bless her heart. She talked me into it. And then her to have technical problems and then leave me there all alone by myself on a show that you know, wouldn't mind as but they were all real nice about it. You guys were great. Who saw that night? Yeah, people come and go. They do. They come and go. Good news of the cameras caught 3 people who. It wouldn't surprise me. They cut her power. That craziness is going on there. Eating pizza just got done playing MIB, the show. Oh, there you go. So I'm not the sports video guy. I suck at the sports. Chris, what do you mean? I'm lost. I got discarded at Chris. Oh, Chris got discarded. No, don't discard it. Spirit friend in the house. The phone junked out again. That sucks. I'm just trying to catch up. I get to rambling. I lose track of track. I will say this about Gemma. She says she kept the list, but it was hard when she did it by herself. You could tell. That's why I offered to do it. She tried. I think it was great work for her. Tried to help her, and that was just. Well, I think a lot of that was just bad connection. But she scans chat very good. She's a good multitasker. So I was watching the new. Oh, okay, I'll go watch that later. I've been trying to catch up. There's a couple of World I want to watch. I'm a big DC cartoon guy. Most should just make better movies. Hey Ghosty, what is going on over your shoulder? What do you mean? There's all kinds of things going on over my shoulder. Right there? Talking about right there? It's probably my mom. That I could probably guarantee. Dad's been feeling rough. Mom's around when Dad's feeling rough. And that would be the other side. No, this side. What do you see on this side? I know Mom likes to hang out in the corner. She'll stand over here by the door. Well, Gus, did you remember to get the ice cream? Yes, I did get the ice cream. He did get his ice cream. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't forget anything. I did what I was supposed to do. Well, I didn't get his cigars because they kind of freaked me out. Like I said, I got in my car, kind of freaked out a little bit and stared because I wanted to at least go in and say something to the guy at the register. Yeah, I don't know. But I also have fists flashing and changing their speeds. So if you see flashing and stuff and movement going around, it's a lot of that. They do adjustments and stuff for the nighttime. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I don't mind Star Wars. I'm in any science fiction. I do miss Ray Stevenson, though. I would have loved to have seen another Punisher. Yeah, Dave got rid of most of everybody. That's what I'd heard, that he got rid of most of everybody. I don't know why he does that. He gets a good thing going. Just wondering you didn't say. That's it's a good point though, Sydney. I should have said I at least got my dad his ice cream. I didn't get him some cigars. But I did get his ice cream. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. He does that. Dave must like constant change, I guess. I don't know. And I like Dave. Ray Stevenson square went berserk over him. Cryptid Huntress has gone off. So yeah, a lot of people left. Dave supposedly let him go. I don't. According to Chris, I know that there was a lot going on. I knew that things after went down with Gemma, and people started and then being replaced and stuff and being added and taken away. I knew it wouldn't last long. You try to keep a good thing going as long as you can. Make people happy. He can do without the cigars. Yeah. Well, the guy's 90 years old. He didn't smoke the whole time Mom was alive. And about a couple of years ago, he looked at me and said, "Damn it, I deserve a cigar. I'm going to have a cigar. I'm 90. I'm getting ready to be 90 years old. I'm going to have a cigar." Can't argue with that. He's lived a good life. So I let him have a cigar. I can't tell him what to do. He's been around a lot longer than I have. And seen a lot more. So I let him have a cigar. Yeah, I went back out and got him. I just waited a little bit till I calmed down. If you want a cigar, give it to me. Yeah, that's what I did. It's what my brothers told him too. Well, it was funny because my mom made him quit. He wasn't a big beer drinker, but he'd have beer with the guys and stuff. And then when he got married, mom had him. He smoked a pipe and smoked cigars. He was a Marine, and they got married. She had him. They started going to church, so he quit smoking and quit drinking. And then after mom had me, grandma told her, if you want to lose weight, smoke cigarettes and drink coffee. And she became a 2-carton-a-week cigarette smoker. But she did quit 10 years before she passed. I give her that because she was a heavy smoker. So I give her those 10 years. I wouldn't want to have gone the way she went. It was rough. You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd. I remember that. I remember that song. Ray Stevens. Yep, Ray Stevens. Isn't that Ray Stevens? Isn't that a Ray Stevens song? If I remember right. Hey, Blue, how you doing? Blue, answer the question. Did Ray Stevens sing those lyrics? You can't roller skate in a buffalo herd or something like that. I can't remember who it was. It is Ray Stevens, isn't it? I hope you're safe, Blue. Having a good day. Well, Pink Floyd told him to have a cigar, and they had a cigar, so God deserved a cigar too. But you can be happy with all you want. Yeah, it's a classic, but I think it is Ray Stevens. I think, isn't it? If you don't like spiders and snakes, that ain't what it takes to love me. Everything is beautiful. Yeah, I know Ray Stevens sang that. And we are hitting the gambit tonight. That's what I like. Everybody chatting it up. That's what we're here for. Just to hang out, kind of forget the week. Get on with a new one. Andrew, I used to like Dave, but he is shady. Yeah, he is kind of shady. There's a couple of them out there, folks. But Dave, the show was good. It was great when he had the weekend with, Friar Beard Willie and Gemma and John. That was great. They were rocking it, man. Had people laughing and having a good time. That's what it's about. Especially when you do something like that. John come in later, and some of the discussions, him and Gemma going at it, and they loved each other to death. Man, they can get going. Just watching chat, trying to make sure I kind of fell behind there a couple times and lost track. Yeah, I'm actually tired tonight. I might actually sleep. Last night kind of wore me out. I tossed and turned and paced, and I think it was like 4 o'clock when I finally fell asleep. Woke up about 5:30, 5:45. I do super chats for SRR, especially Gemma. Yeah, well, unfortunately, then they didn't get that money. See, that was the thing. I think if he'd slide him something, because he was making bank when they were on, when it was just Big Willie and her and John. I know they were raking in some good super chats and PayPals and stuff. So he was making money on them. They just didn't get paid. I think that's a lot of it too. Is these people start working for him and realize they're not getting really anything out of it. Some acknowledgement, which is good. I mean, if you're going to do stuff like that and allow people from other channels to come in and work with your show, maybe let them keep the gratuity or whatever. Let them split it or something. I mean, because he had ads too, I believe. I like John. Yes, I like John very much. John is a very good, Fedora John is a very good man. Yes, he is. We had a pretty good conversation. I think if I just let it go, me and him could have probably sat there and talked for maybe another hour or so. And we had a lot of the same thoughts and a little conflicting thoughts too, which makes it good and interesting. Miss Gemma wasn't on when I started watching yet. I still found all you. Yes, you did. And good night, Charlie. You have a good one. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow for a little bit while we make fun of. No, we're not going to make fun of Gemma while we watch it. No, we're not. We're going to have a good time. Watch it. What I like to do is find some of the, like I said, find the ones that didn't have premieres on them and do those. Talk about the topics. Yeah, I want everybody to have a good night. Anybody else that leaves, please have a wonderful night. That's not too far from me. Clarksville. Taking last train to Clarksville. Yes, everybody. Like I said, this is just a chill chat. Everybody comes and goes, please, for those who are listening. Yeah, we just want to have fun and chat. I don't know about fun. Everybody's pretty chill by this time of night. Unless, like I said, you're just waking up on the other side of the world. I figured slow motion would stop in. I hope they said, if they're not listening, or if they're listening, hey, slow motion. Wow, that was weird. Maybe you were right, Jules. Maybe there's. I know Mom was here earlier. I always know when Mom's here. That is one thing that I can't be tricked on, Mom, because I know when Mom's here. Because I know there's things that like to copy people. Tell us a story. What would you like? Let's see. Let me get one. Oh, gosh. Let's see. You want something from away in my past, or something I heard? Because I went around. I've been going through my notebooks. All the stories I've gathered around Ohio. We were running around behind Mom and Dad's back, driving all over the damn place for nights on end. Figure Willie would be in cooking. Oh, I'm sure I figure Willie will pop in sooner or later, telling us what he's got on the grill. I've gotten used to that. I like that, him coming in, popping in, what's he cooking. The story from my past. Okay, let's see. Let's get a good one. I haven't done a good one, and I don't want to. See. Okay. When we were 14, we were down by the cemetery here. As I've told you before, there's a forest, and then the Old Tangi River. When you cross the Old Tangi River, because there's places you could just walk across, you go into another little forest. And they had built 315, which is a highway, but there's a nice stretch of land in between the river on points. Other one crosses over because of Old Tangi waves, of course. Anyways, if you cross over the river at a certain point, you come up behind a park. Okay, it's called Antrim Park. It's just a big, people call it lake. To me, if it's small and it's round, it's a pond. But it's a big pond / lake, whatever. What happened was, they were digging gravel for 315, the highway right there, and using that to build the highway. Well, they hit an Indian cavern, and it flooded, and there's like a big steam shovel down there, a shovel down there, a dump truck, and 2 employee cars that didn't make it out down at the bottom of this thing, and they just filled it in and rounded off. But an Indian cavern came in. Well, if you walk across, you go through a little bit of woods, and you can end up right behind it. Or, anyways, one night we decided we'd go over and go um, swimming in the pond, like Antrim Lake. Let's just call that Antrim. Or they call it Antrim Park. So we went to go over and go swimming. I'm not a big fan of swimming, and I'm not afraid much, but deep water makes me nervous for some reason. I can stand on the highest place, but when you get me over deep water, I'm a little antsy, even in a situation like that. Now, that thing was pretty deep. The thing is pretty deep. And we get over there, we swim for a while, come back. As we're crossing back to go for the river, there was like 5 of us because a friend lived in a house just on the other side of the river. So we head back over to his house, and as we're crossing the river, the one girl that was with us goes, "Hey, look up the river." And it was really weird. You could see this light. We thought somebody was walking, through the woods with a flashlight. But the flashlight looked like it was hovering over the river. And we kind of floating down the river over the river. But it was really far away. I'm going, is that a lightning bug? That's awful big for a lightning bug. And we kind of stood there and watched it. And it's coming down. And as it's getting closer, we notice it's getting bigger and bigger. And it's starting to look like a lantern, just floating over the water. And then we could hear a horse going. We're looking at it, like, where the hell is that coming from? But we can see the light. We start crossing, we go ahead and cross, and it's still coming at us. But as it got closer, it started to fade away. And as it faded away, you hear it was like, it was a man's voice, but it was very faint. And we think it said, "Oh no, it capsized." And as you, in the day, what they used to do was they used to take horses and drag along in the river, run goods up and down the river when the horses would pull the thing up and the raft up and down the river. And that's how they hauled goods up and down the old Tangi. So the only thing we could think of is there was an accident there and it was replaying itself. I fished in that place at night many times. So when it happened, it must have been the night that it happened or the time that it happened, because that's how usually replays work, or whatever you want to call them. I can never say it right. That was the only thing we can ever happen. So, but we got curious about down there because, there's a lot of stories. Worthington was one of the towns that fought against slavery. So the Underground Railroad actually ran through Worthington, and they'd actually take slaves from bounty hunters. As they were coming through around, they'd distract the bounty hunter and take the slaves and go save them. And there's rumors about, accidental drownings along the whole long river, old Tangi Riverway. So we decided to walk up one night just for the fun of it. It was about 2 or 3 o'clock at night. And we tried to take the same path that raft we saw coming down. So we tried to stay close to the edge, and we tried to start where we saw it fade and heard what we thought the voice and started walking up. That was one of the weirdest nights I ever heard. And I say heard because you could hear voices, and there's spots along the river where you could hear the highway, and most of it, because it's right over on this side. But when you could hear a voice, and at 2 or 3 o'clock, you might hear a car go by or something. Traffic's really light. And there was houses, but it was really weird because a lot of the voices sound like they were coming from the river. And we would stop. We would hear like chattering, but you couldn't make out what they said. And we would stop and hear it. And if you walked away from the water, you couldn't hear it. It'd like fade away. But the closer you got back to the river, it would get loud again. And it did that probably a good 2 miles, 3 miles. And then it just stopped. And the only thing, we never did figure out what was, but it did sound like it was coming from the river. And they always blame me because they always say, "Steve, why is this weird stuff happen around you?" I mean, it's not scary, but that's just some of the stuff. But yeah, we did that like 3 nights in a row, and it was always in the same spot. Now, I don't know if I'd go and try to follow that track again, if it would do it again. I would like to try that one night, maybe record that. That'd be something interesting. But yeah, the Indians ran along this river. The mound builders were all over this place. Um, like I said, there's mounds up in High Banks, just north of me. Like I said, they got one out in the open. I know there's 2 to 3 hidden away in there. And I was sitting one night. I sneak into the parks. I sneak into that one. Now, if I want to go to the mound parks, I got a buddy who's a ranger. He can get us in. But you got to be real careful because you get in trouble. If he gets caught, he gets fired. But we get in trouble. But I don't think he's ever had a problem. In fact, I think they even know that he's done it. But we don't do no. I mean, we don't make a mess or anything. We just go down and hang out. It's creepy there at night. And I shouldn't say it's creepy because you feel like something bigger than you is watching you. Now, it is a grassman area or a Bigfoot area. But this feels much bigger. It feels like something's watching you from above when you're down there and around there. It's kind of weird feeling. I can swim, but I can't. Now, see, my son's flying for the first time to Florida on the 10th. He's scared to death. Dude. I said, you'll be okay. Just don't look out the window and see any duct tape or anything on the wings. You'll be fine. He was all pissed. Only thing about where am I? Thing that bothers me. Tight places, caves. Tight places and caves. And see, those don't bother me either. In fact, a friend of mine ran a funeral home, and he bet me $100 that I couldn't sleep in a coffin all night. Now, granted, I don't sleep, but I stayed in it all night. I didn't come out. I didn't sleep. Didn't have any weird things happen, which was even weirder. I figured of all places for me to have weird things happen would be in that funeral home in a coffin. I didn't sleep, but I think I did doze off like a half hour. But he came down, I think it was like a little bit for 8. And he goes, you still in there? I go, yeah. He goes, you are still awake? And I go, yeah, give me a damn cup of coffee and get me out of here. But it was a comfortable lay. I will say that. Usually you go back, it's never the same now. It never is. That's why sometimes they tell you it's good to look back, but don't go back. Trying to catch a protect. You see, I've had the scary things always happened when I was with the scariest things other than the demon and the Hat Man and a couple of small things. When I did go paranormal, when we went ghost hunting, we didn't call it paranormal hunting or whatever. We just went ghost hunting. We went to places where we thought there would be ghosts. Everywhere you go, there's always abandoned places and stuff. We had found an old house up in Westerville, out in the country, just about 20 or 30 minutes out of town. Westerville's not very big anyways. Oh, excuse me. We figured we'd all go check it out. So we found this place. It took us a while to find this place. It's an old farmhouse. I don't know, a couple acres of land. It was all covered in trees and stuff. We get back there, and it's your typical, you hear something, maybe jumps. And I'm going, come on, guys, you can't be jumping all the time. Just chill out. And there was probably 6 of us. It was me, Sam. Anyways, couldn't remember. I could tell you who was all there. But, and a couple girls. Actually, it was funny because the girls were way more calmer than the guys that night. And we get there and we're walking around the place. Actually, I was surprised the outside was really rough, but it was all grown over. The floors were pretty solid. You've been to Westville? I'm sure you have. Yeah, they've had Sasquatch reports out there too. Yes, out in the country. Here they seem to be calling him, around here they're calling him Grassman. They think he's migrating over from Zanesville. Anyways, we get in the house and it's probably about 12:30, 1:15. We only had a couple flashlights. We didn't go far. We went when we checked out the whole place. And I was shocked because the floors were like immaculate. I kept saying, these floors are way too sturdy. This house hasn't been abandoned that long. But judging from the growth, the only thing we could think of was whoever lived there just didn't take care of the place. because there was still some stuff in it. Not a bunch, but there was still some stuff in there. And it didn't look like anybody takes anything. I've always noticed that you don't want to take things from an abandoned house because you don't know what you're taking out with you. But anyways, we're standing upstairs at the top of the stairs. And the one girl kept saying, man, I don't know about you guys, but I keep getting this weird feeling that we're being watched. I didn't say nothing at first, and I didn't say nothing then. But the other guy we were with was going, no, I kept feeling like we were being followed when we came up when we started walking up the driveway. I said, yeah, I did too. That I did say. So we're walking around upstairs checking out, and there's an attic, one of those pull down attic doors. I go, I don't know if anybody wants a chance going up there because that floor may not be the best. So I got nominated. So I go up there, I climb up. I didn't see nothing. I go, I'm looking around, flashlight. It wasn't a very big attic. And Grassman, isn't that what? Yes, that's what we call in Ohio, Grassman. We call him Grassman. Or that's what they call him. Actually, they say he's not as big as Bigfoot. Now, I've heard different things. I think I've seen him down in Logan, Ohio. But I can't say for sure because it could have been a guy in a gun insert. It happened so fast. And I would have been, I've seen things in the forest. But the hairy things I've seen have been more than likely either a werewolf or a dog man. And that I know I've seen at least a werewolf twice. And I know they were werewolves. I know they were a human stuck as an animal and was waiting for strand. I don't know. It was just weird. That's how I felt about the creature. Anyways, we're upstairs and we're looking around. I'm looking up and I'm coming down out of the attic. I go look for yourself. There's not much up there. There was nothing. It was just like a small space. So the girl goes up that was talking about she felt like she was being watched. When she gets up there and all of a sudden she just stops. And she came to as soon as she stuck her head up there, she just came to a dead freeze. And we just thought to him, what's going on? And you see, she's got the flashlight and she's doing this, but she's barely moving. She's just shaking the flashlight. She puts the flashlight down, then she puts it back up, puts the flashlight. She's not saying anything. And she goes, Jerry, come up here. That's the other guy that was with us. So he comes up on the ladder beside her and goes, guys, you got to be careful. I don't know how sturdy that ladder is. You guys can take a chance. And they get up there, and he gets up beside her, and he looks up over her head, and he goes, holy shit. And they all come tumbling down. And they said what happened was this white thing said it was really long, and all they could see was it looked like somebody wearing a mask. It was just a white face with two black eyes and a slit. And it scurried across the floor right at them. And then when they came off that ladder, they were running nonstop. And I'm like, look up the stairs, look down. No, nothing came to the opening. So we just followed them out. And they were shaking. They were literally shaking. And they tried to describe what they saw. And the best way I could tell you what they saw. She wouldn't go back in. I wanted to go back in and take another look. They were like, no, let's just go. So we left. And we've had there's a place also here called Bell House. That looks like at the top of it looks like a bell, and it's way up north. We went in there, and we stood in there for we went back 3 times. The first 2 times, nothing happened. The third time we went back, we were standing there. It was about 2:15, 2:30 in the morning. And I swear it sounded like somebody upstairs was crying. Sound like a woman, and then it would sound like a child. And then we'd switch. One person would go up and check, and there'd be nobody up there, and we'd come back down and all stand quietly. And it would start up again. Then the woman crying would fade away, and then the child's crying would start. We'd go up, somebody would go upstairs, check. We were taking turns going up and down. It was weird. A haunted house in Ohio, gas. Yeah, there's a lot of us. There's a ton of them down there. You know that, Chris. They're all over the place. But it's true. Every state, everywhere's got their haunted houses, their baby bridges. That's what somebody needs to do is tally up all the crybaby bridges that are all over this country and pin them on a map. Show everybody where they're all at, because you could probably find one just about every state, at least 2. in some places. Grassman is smaller than Burger Man in Squatch size. I like Squatch and I follow Squatch stuff. I'm a Bigfoot guy to a degree. But I never made a. I've always assumed that it's real. I just a matter of time when they find it. I've always been more interested in the strange stuff because that's what I see. That's what friends of mine who have been around me see is strange stuff. It's the odd stuff. The things are just not right. kind of things. We were in a warehouse in Chillicothe, and I don't know what was in that place, but it made me shake a little bit. Whatever was falling around, it had red eyes. It definitely liked one of the guys we were with, because it seemed to mess with him. It would touch his shoulder and pull him. He left with a bunch of scratches on his shoulder. It would whisper in my ear, but I never could make out what it was saying. But it didn't sound good. Most of those things don't like me, anyways. But it had red eyes. It was dark shadow. It would one time you'd see it walking, and the next thing it'd be like it was crawling all through this warehouse. It was creepy. And see, that's the thing. When I've tried to tell these guys, you don't run in fear, you don't make a big deal. I just act like nothing's happening, and try not to feed it too much, because I always taught these guys, because I got to the point where we went one time, and I know I brought something home. It didn't take long for me to get rid of it. So that's when I was told you don't want to met Steve personally, because Steve personally don't want to be. You're supposed to watch and observe, so don't interact. So that's the way I've kept it ever since. Other than that night, it came in front of me here on stream. I can't fly or go on roller coasters. I'm afraid of heights. I had a friend like that. We got him on that one where the chairs swing around real high in the sky. That dude freaked out. I felt bad in talking him into getting on it. I felt so bad. Chillicothe's Shawnee Land. Yep. My dad was raised down there, Chris. My dad's from Chillicothe. Yep. All his plain land down there. All along the Mount Airy and everything. Is it Mount Air? I always say it wrong. He's all from that area. That's all his playground down there. I love roller coasters. Yeah, too. They tell me I'm not to ride them anymore because of the neck, but I've been on a couple of them. I still try to. It's kind of going to do any more damage than I've already got already. I don't freak out. I just get hyper. Oh yeah. So some people, that's Greg. Greg would hyperventilate, but then he freak out, and he would freak out too. I haven't been on a roller coaster for a while. I wonder how I would do. I'm about due. Talking about the birds running around the forests, jungles. Our whole area, Fayette County, Uniontown of PA, is on it. I wouldn't surprise it. Worthington has its ghosts too. The Worthington Inn up here, and it's basically like center town. It's old, very old. The owner used to haunt that place. Was real picky. My brother actually lived there for a while, and I washed dishes when I was 13, 14 years old under the table. When he lived in one of the apartments, they actually had a couple apartments they rented out. I'd go spend the night with them, and they got to know me, so I would go in and work from 4 on the weekends to 4, 8, or 9, and they'd pay me under the table for washing dishes for them. It was fun. But I stayed one night, and you could hear chairs moving around. They would move stuff downstairs. Tim and Bill would go down there and move the chairs around. They'd come get up in the morning, and they'd all be put back. Hey, there he is. There's AK. There he is. He's smoking a chicken on the smoker this time. We were just talking about you, sir. Blue is like G.I. Joe and James Bond all wrapped up in one. Yeah, he is. Let's see. Chicken sounds good. Like I said, we had tacos tonight. I was lazy. At least I made them. I'm getting to the point where fast food just doesn't cut it. I don't mind ordering a pizza once in a while. 90%, 99% of the places that are from the 1700s usually have ghosts. That's a well put phrase. I'd say anything where humans walk, there's a big chance there's a ghost. That's what I always say. If somebody's walked through there more than one time, that's like when I was in Jersey with her. Man, we drive around that country. I'd see some just stuff standing out in the middle of nowhere. It's like interesting. Though I'm pretty sure a couple times I've either saw a pioneer. When we were in one area, there was this like a little hill overlooking the road, like a little cliff, and there was always somebody standing on it, and it always looked like he was carrying a long light, but I could never get a clear vision because I see most of my stuff in shadow, but that's what it looked like. And he was always every time we went by it, he was standing right there. I will have to listen back. Yeah, I said hello. I said I wonder where he's at. He hasn't stopped in that and told us what he was cooking yet. What time we got? Yeah, I'm probably gonna make it at 1:30 already. Wow. Well, I'll do what I usually do when we get close to the ending the night. I'll probably have a smoke. Smoke. Shoot a little bit more crap with you. It is. It might be an early night. Like I said, I'll probably actually sleep a couple hours tonight. Man, and go, go, go. Last night kind of bothered me. It saddened me because it was pretty obvious that two of these people stepped into the darkness and was enjoying the darkness, and whatever was attached to them was definitely enjoying the ride with them, because even though they were polite, there was just, and it just saddens me that these people, they don't step out of the light, they step in the darkness, and it just scares me because it's just sad. It is sad. And then the lady, I'm for sure that she didn't bring on what came on. Well, she did in a way if she had an addiction. I couldn't say for sure if the thing on her was an addiction demon, but sure acted like it. She didn't look like the type but some of the addicts don't look like the type you'd think would be an addict. That's the thing. But yeah, what I've seen lately has bothered me only because, and that I think after Thursday night kind of made me sad because I have seen a lot more things attached to people. I see things holding on to people all the time and stuff, but seems different. I mean, these things I'm seeing on these people, and it's just not like one or two. Where in the past it was like maybe one a week I'd see people being followed, but they weren't touching them or miss or something following them. There are more addicts than, yeah, I know, Blue. I know that. And I get that. I'm just saying, when you say addict, most people think one thing or one type of look, but this, I know there's people out there know that there's an addict that could be sitting beside you that's addicted to something other than drugs. Yeah, I know that. I don't know what it was with her, but that thing wasn't good. It was feeding on her good. I forgot what she said. I'm getting tired. Actually, it's nice. But what I'm seeing now is different, and it's more. It's like it's getting to the point. There's been some days where I even know before I even go out, do I want to do this? I got to do this. We need stuff. I got to go. I'm the one that does most of the running. It's just like getting up when I had to get up and go to work. Now, when I worked at Airways, when I worked in a factory, well, we were textile. I was a textile printer for the longest time. I made transfers for T-shirts. And I got all the way up into R&D. When I first started working there, it was kind of rough because you're getting see new people, meet new people. And then you have to realize you have to work with certain people that have these things attached to them. Some of them were good there. There was only one person that worked there that something was attached to. Well, I wanted to say something, but I didn't know if I should. But they end up disappearing. But they were never in a good way of mind. They were always offset, angry. But they end up quitting like a month later. And probably about the time I wanted to say, hey, man, you might want to check something out. Ghostdragon. Okay. Terry Brown. Terry Brown. House is haunted. Yeah, I know it is. He used to talk about it all the time. It was nice to see him the other day. I was joking about going to the restaurant with the wait to see things possibly. Yeah. Finish lunch and start tossing stuff. Yeah. I agree with it. That's funny. But yeah, what I see now is weird. It's just not right. I know things are changing and a lot of people out there walking in the wrong direction, I guess. But what I'm seeing now does bother me and it saddens me. And then seeing what happened Thursday night, it just something was not right about that. What I was seeing at all. It was like something was trying to tell me because I've been, like I said, more and more and more. I've noticed this happening. Go and prepare with your ghost busting equipment and blast them back to. I'd like to, wherever they came from, Andrew. Yeah, get that. Now, see, I will admit there are days that I maybe see one thing. That's it. But lately, it's almost every time I go out now, and it's weird, and it's picking up more and more. After last night, this morning, I didn't want to go anywhere. I had to go buy a birthday gift. We had to go get a birthday gift for my granddaughter. You know, they're the ones that had their house burned down. And I want to make sure she got her paints back because she paints. And Dad had given her a real nice old antique paint set. We wanted to replace it and stuff. So we went out. Me and Dad went out. I think he's getting to the point now where he notices when I start seeing things that are not right. Because he'll kind of start joking with me, try to get my attention. Because I think he now notices. Sometimes I'll just stand in a store and just kind of look around in awe of what I see now. Now everybody's talking now. You know, that's the only time I've seen Terry too is on. Well, the only time I've seen Terry was on Paranormal Highway. Now I think I have seen him on Anthony's once, but see, I'm always catching. See, the problem is the way these guys stream. Sometimes I miss them because I have to actually set aside for the Monday premieres with Gemma, her 11 o'clock premiere, because I know she can't always be there, so I try to represent the channel for her. And then at least be there and then stream on Monday because my days go. Well, if I get a day where I can sit down for more than an hour, that's amazing. And a lot of that's not until the end of the evening. I will say this one. Everybody stops at this house is probably about 6, 7 o'clock. I'm able to finish up my house chores and start settling in for the night. Yes, have a good night, Robert. Have a good day tomorrow. And we'll be here tomorrow. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna watch GemmaJadeYT. We're gonna pick out an old one. That's what I'm gonna do every Saturday night is pick out one of her older videos, replay it, talk about what she's talking about. Maybe have a little fun. I think she'll probably sneak in. If not, she'll sneak in and watch. So bless her heart. Anybody got anything good they want to talk about? Evil is everywhere. Yeah, it is right now. It is there is a lot going on right now. A lot. It's just crazy. I stumbled on this channel where this guy's been talking about he's got people writing into him telling him what they see, like they're having visions and stuff. And he said the same thing I said before because I've had a vision where the United States split at the Mississippi River. It literally just splits us in half. A couple of states get taken. I have that dream probably about twice a year. And it's always the same dream. Earthquakes, loud bangs, the earth trembling, and then I see like an upper view of the United States just literally being split right there around the Mississippi line, the Mississippi River. To replay the listener encounter series. I was going to do that, Blue, and I was looking at, the ones that she didn't do premieres for, because those are part of those too. Maybe some of the older stuff. I was going to go back as far as I can and just start from there and work my way up every Sunday, just play one every Sunday. I thought it would be fun, and I thought she'd get a kick out of it too. And it helps promote the channel. I want to see her do better. I've got it good right now as long as the old man and me are taking care of each other. So, good old Pop. I tossed a baby potato with olive oil and onion soup mix. Threw it in a boil, and there you go. It actually sounds good, actually. Sickening to think that they are out there whispering, and God knows what. It's really weird because that thing whispering in that guy was probably one of the top 3 things that kind of creeped me out. Because it literally looked like the whole time that it was just talking in his ear. I can actually see like lips moving. And it was both with the guys, they were actually like 2 huge guys standing behind these shadows that I was seeing. Now, and the guy behind the counter. And the lady was more like this blob. It was just, I could see like her aurora, or what do you want to call it, being sucked off her. There was a little bit of color to it. But it was weird. But that whole situation, I just wanted to stop and say, hey, you guys need to go get help. You need to seek help. I honestly wanted to say you and just be honest with me. This is what I'm seeing, guys, with you guys. And I did. I felt bad that I didn't say anything because that time I honestly felt like I should have said something. But what I see now, and there's times I do say stuff. Now I did say there was about a week ago. I ran into the gas station as I was coming out. An older man was standing, probably in between, probably about his 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Filling up his tank. There was a shadow beside him, and it was a good shadow. It felt like somebody he knew. I'm thinking maybe his wife, because see, I'm not like Gemma. I go by feelings. Very rarely have I had him talk to me, and when I do, it's usually something that's trying to tell me something. But anyways, he's standing, he's pumping the gas, and standing right beside him. It wasn't touching him, just standing there, like it was watching him. It was like a fuzzy person, probably just as tall as he was. And he was probably about 5'8" or so. And he's pumping his gas and walked by, I see it, and he's smiling. He's just smiling away. And I said, "Well, hello, sir. How you doing? You have a nice big smile on you." He goes, "Yeah, it's a good day." And the thing looked up, and the shadow kind of straightened up. And I just got this really good feeling. I walk over to him and I go, "I don't know what's standing beside you, but it's protecting you, and it loves you very deeply." He goes, "I know." And I walked away. I said, "Have a good day." Walked away. So, see, some people even know. I've had that happen a couple times. But I am pretty careful because the scary stuff is the one I don't like telling people because they're the ones that, "Oh, you're full of crap. You're a whack job." It's like, I'm just trying to help you, man. I'm just trying to tell you. Someday you'll realize I was right, or somebody was right when they tried to warn you. What else is going on? But yeah, so people be careful out there. And that PlayStation situation is a perfect example of what some attachments, that was insanity. If I would have been in that crowd, I could imagine what I saw following people. I can only imagine what I would have saw because it was craziness. My dad, I went out and showed Dad, Pop, what was going on. He was like, "Holy crap, what's going on?" I said, "They're wanting a free PlayStation." He was like, "Holy crap." Oh my God. Yeah, because I'm about ready to get called tonight. I'm running out of things to talk to. You guys are not giving me suggestions about food. Blue's talking his good stuff. Maybe we should put Blue on here. I know he can't really say much, but he can give the lowdown on stuff. He can tell us what he can tell us. He does a pretty good job there. I like listening to people like that. My uncle was a Chillicothe police officer. I had a couple of friends that work for higher government, like Blue here. They do things. One works for Homeland Security. One friend of mine, his dad was Secret Service, so he followed in his dad's footsteps. And I got another friend that works cyber for, I think, CIA. He says he can't trust anybody. That's what he always says. You can't trust anybody. He's an interesting guy. Ghostdragon, have you been reading about the orca whales that have been? Yes, I've heard about that too. You know, it's not just orca whales too. I'll have to dig up the article because I know I can show that if I can find the article again because I just stumbled on it. Apparently, a bunch of dolphins attacked a bunch of those guys that ride the sailboards things. You have to forgive me. The surfboards with the sails on them. Apparently, a couple of dolphins, or a small pod of dolphins, attacked them, or they said that they attacked them. I'll have to find the article. There's weird stuff like that going on. And I haven't seen much written about it either, but they had another whale wash up. They had another huge bite out of it. Things are stirring. But yeah, the orca thing is wild. They've also had somebody said the hammerheads have been acting weird too. Yes, they exist. Mother Nature's pissed. Yeah, she is pissed. I wouldn't blame her. Orcas have been teaching their young to attack those. Yeah. Yes, they exist. They do. Trying to read everybody here. Blue's having a good conversation. That's good. That's what we're here for. Hang out and talk. I'm just like the chat moderator, just running his mouth in the background. Basically, was what I do. Megalodons. Yeah, I think they're real. I think there are megalodons out there. Animals are getting their revenge. And if they're not getting their revenge, they're asking for help. I've noticed that too. I mean, I've seen animals or videos of animals just coming up and asking for water. You know, come up and you know what they want. Mobsters, not talking about the things that can. Yeah, he would be an interesting chat, but you got to respect that he's got to maintain a certain amount of silence. Even I respect that. Like I said, I have friends maybe not done what he's done, but they're up there and they do things that they can't talk about. No megalodons out there. You don't think there's no megalodons out there? You don't think that they I don't think they're like big, huge things like the bleep or whatever they call it. They make big jokes about. Yeah, because I think if there was an abundant population of megalodons, yeah, there wouldn't be too many whales out there. I agree with that. But I believe there's really big. What's that one that didn't there another shark right? Or is that the great white? There's another species in between the great white or whatever and the megalodon. Not enough large food. So, well, if they live down at the bottom of the ocean, couldn't they eat giant squid? I'm just saying, there's plenty of those. They know there is. They're starting to show themselves too. We don't know what's down at the bottom floor. But, he does make a point. I mean, you got to have a food source. White shark. That's it. Thank you, Blue. But yeah, I mean, you got a food source. Have you ever seen the video? There I think it was one of those cruises where they're up by the ice shelf. I believe it's not in Antarctica. It's up North Pole, where they're up along the ice shelf up there, and it caves in. And when it caves in, you all of a sudden see something huge moving in the water. And then whatever it was big, and it was big. Megs are small, shallow water sharks. Sperm whales eat giant squid as well. Yes, that's true. Yes, that is. Yeah, Mr. Science over here. Gotta love it. We've been destroying our food sources for a while now. You know, people don't talking about the chicken plants that are burned down, the egg factories that are burned down by accident, chicken farms that are burned down or been destroyed because one chicken got sick. They don't talk about the fact that they want to kill off almost most of the cattle herds in America to cut down on emissions. They don't talk about the fact that food processing plants are blowing up everywhere, on the average of every couple months. And the fact that they keep talking about eating bugs. Yeah, something's up. Just when you take away the food and water, what happens? Chaos. They'll slowly work with the food, and then slowly the water source will be the next. They'll cut off. That's how they'll get control. Start cutting off basic needs. So slowly doing that now. And then they're going digital. So I'll put people in position who don't want to go digital. I don't want to go digital. I like having to be able to use cash. But then you'll see a growth in the barter system. People go digital, then the barter system will come back because people want to go digital. They're basically digital now. People don't realize it. Cattle fire in Texas. Yeah, I heard about that. There's a bunch of weird stuff like that happening. China's buying up farmland. Bill Gates is buying up farmland and turning them into bug farms. You know that? Did you know that? They don't talk about the younger, healthier people dropping dead. Yeah, see, that's the other thing. I was going to bring that up, Blue. Thank you. Yeah, they don't talk about that. They wouldn't talk. They would do nothing but talk about how C-19 devastated people, but it's not that. It's what's happening now. Now they don't want to talk about young athletes and having heart attacks and everything else that's going on. You sit there and watch people talking on TV, next thing they're passed out. And now younger people are dropping like flies. And they're not even, you're only hearing about the famous people. You're not even hearing about the everyday guy. Kid. They won't tell you about them. Yeah, exactly, Blue. Exactly. That's been proven number of times, but you'll never hear them talk about it. It's funny. People used to make fun of Alex Jones, and all of his craziness and all of his antics. He's been dropping truth bombs for years. What we do to our vets literally turns my stomach, Chris. Yeah, I think my dad could use some better treatment than he gets. Though I will say the veteran hospital has gotten better over the last 3 years here. But yeah, I worry about the way these guys get treated. And I'm not talking just about the old guys. I'm talking about the young guys too. I've got friends that I know that grew up with my brothers and stuff that are Vietnam vets. They're still suffering. I don't know who you're talking about, Shelly, everyone. County Fair horse race. She got clipped by a starting gate. What a bummer. I'll keep her in my prayers. That's sad. Keep her in prayers. Did you see the video of where the homeless guy walks up to that man and woman in Portland and he threw a metal bottle and it hit her in the face? Said it knocked her so hard it made her from being a Democrat into a Republican. Just exactly what she said. That smack in my face, and her face was all messed up. I mean, it knocked her out cold. That's what they do in China. Yeah. My uncle was five tours in that. Yeah, Chris, I have an uncle too. I think they did 5 or 6 too. And then he ended up leaving there. He was, I think, before he actually left the service, he was a mess sergeant after he did all of his tours. And then he came home and ran a catering service. He was my mom's brother. But you could tell he'd done a bunch of tours. Oh, man. And then there was a guy when I lived in downtown Columbus. I lived next to an old vet. And you would hear him scream every night. Every night. And he had gotten nailed by napalm. Well, the after effects of it, he had all kinds of. I don't think it was napalm, but he wasn't hit. But Agent Orange, and it messed him up. Yeah, I know he said he did like 3 or 4 tours before he got too sick. He left because he was a lifer. Even when he came out here, he stayed in the service until he started getting sick. But yeah, he would scream every night, man. I felt bad for him. He was a sweet guy, though. One world digital. It's coming. It's almost here, dude. In fact, it basically is. The biggest lesson you learn when you work for the government, like I did, is never trust the government. Yeah. All the guys that I know, even the guy from Homeland Security, you don't trust anybody. Don't trust your government. Yeah, and he even said that he wished people would realize that in the Constitution you have a right to fight, stand up and fire your government and make things right. Nobody realizes that anymore. Nobody can get it grouped up together to work together to realize that they can walk in and wash and say, "You guys are all done. We have a say." And it says right here in the Declaration. But yeah, then when you guys working for the agencies telling you, you can't trust your own people, you not good. Shell shocked. Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely shell shocked. Yeah, the bad thing that happened right before I left that area, before I moved back up here. People that was kind of behind us got in an argument, and his dad went to grab the gun. He wasn't going to shoot anybody, but he was just trying to scare his boy. They were messed up. Anyways, when he grabbed the gun, it fell because he was drunk, and when he dropped it, it went off, and the bullet went through his house and went into this guy's house and missed his wife's head like by inches. And she said he freaked out. He still had a lot of his guns. He said he had a pistol on him. He had his gun on him. He was ready to go kick some ass. And he was freaking out because they come here. They finally came. She was like, "That's okay. Calm down. I'm alive." And the guy, of course, got all the way. Other than sports, I don't care really much. Outside my home and neighborhood, other than sports. See, I was only a sports guy because my friends were big sports guys. I watch certain things off and on just to keep up. I'm just checking bits and pieces. I have a friend we had a guy when I worked at Airwaves. He drove a tank in Desert Storm. Yeah. He said it was a pain to keep that tank clean because of the damn sand. It was a hassle. Clean that damn barrel, even when you kept a sock on it. It was in everywhere. It was up your nose, in your ears. Seems like everybody's having a good time. We're done. We still got 15 people just hanging out and watching and talking. That's great. Everybody enjoying the soothing sounds of an old man. It's just an interesting evening. Okay, we got 15 watching. We're at 155. I'm going to call it at 2, I guess. Does that sound good to everybody? Let everybody get on with the weekend since I'm coming back tomorrow night. Really, I asked you a question on Eric's show, but no one replied. Has there been a lot of paranormal? Yeah, I'd like to get up back on Eric's show and finish our conversation since apparently I wasn't meant to talk that day. Because it was horrible that day between getting booted off his show and then getting booted off the end of the show Thursday night. I was just beginning to think maybe I wasn't meant to be on the internet after all. And sorry, this phone ghost question. Huh? See, Shelly, if I don't keep up with you, I get lost. Aramis. Sven Gulli. I think have you called Eric that before? Because I thought he got mad because I noticed he disappeared. I wasn't trying to be mean, but he does look like Sven Gulli. When you said that, it kind of dawned on me. Like, yeah, he does look kind of like him without the makeup. That's funny because I watch him still. I've watched him for years. Him and Night Owl, Fritz the Night Owl. But I don't know if you know who Fritz the Night Owl is. He was Ohio's kind of like Ben Gulli. He does. Yeah, he does, Chris. If you look at him, if you took a real quick look at him, you would go, that's Ben Gulli. But he does. And because we were talking about goblins too, and I thought I thought maybe he thought we were calling him a goblin. I wasn't calling him a goblin. It's just he looks like Ben Gulli. Put makeup on him, it'd be hilarious. Man, very, very good. Tremors make my mouth funny. Yeah, I tell him that all the time. Do you really? That's funny. That is so hilarious. Because I didn't think about it when you said when he was talking about Sven Gulli. I'm like, he does. I was trying not to laugh too loud. Okay, really, there's more truth in Star Trek than what's not in the news. That's very true. I'll believe with that. In fact, I think television in general drops more hints about what's going on than the news does. Without makeup, yes, without makeup. I'd like to see him put on the makeup. That would be hilarious. You should talk him into dressing up like Sven Gulli for Halloween. That would be hilarious. Yeah, that's how he knows it's me. Oh, that's funny. That's like me and my Gemma gag with me about being in the cave under the basement. You pick on him about looking like Sven Gulli, and we talk about me being stuck in she keeps me in the basement, the cave under the basement. But Sven Gulli, that's great because when again, I really forget it. I repeat myself. Yeah, it cracked me up when you said that because he did, and he does. My apologies, Ghost. There's crap phone's mine, a bad screen. Hey, I understand, Shelly. You're all good, huh? You're all good. Sometimes it's true. Like Eric said that day, it's nice to have two people on. I don't mind being here by myself. I do miss Gemma rambling. I mean, she keeps the show alive. So sometimes, yeah, when we last this long on here, I'm surprised you guys are hanging out. But the thing is about this whole situation here, I'm just trying to give a place to people come and hang out at night. They can't sleep or want to come in and just chat. I try to put some stories in. I've got more stories. I may tell some more stories. I know and see, I can't even talk now. And likes to listen to stories. I may go sit down this tomorrow night or Sunday and go through my notebooks. I got all those I got back, which was weird. I didn't get them all back, but I got quite a bit of them back. But I see it when I was younger. I got paranoid of feeling like I was keeping all this stuff about the things I saw. And I got kind of paranoid. I was beginning to think that having all this here, having it all in boxes, would bring something bad to me, so I destroyed a bunch of it. I burned it. But I did manage to keep more over the years. I started up again and just kept the things that I was told or things I saw that kept me interested, I kept. Because me and some Native American friends might be going on a Sasquatch stakeout in Salt Fork. You think you might be interested? I might be interested in that. That might be kind of cool. So I've never done anything like that. Like I said, I've walked in woods. I've seen creepy stuff. A lot of camping. I got a lot of camping stories. Gemma finds that. Gemma knows that. I like going around places anyways, just to talk to people, because the stories, if you get the right kind of group of people, you can get some good stories. Stories that, affected their lives, things that happened. But yeah, softball. I would love to go out and, when I'm up around Jersey, go up and see Mike and wander around with him for a while too, with Long Island Bigfoot. That would be kind of cool too. And then you could get somebody to walk around in that forest with you and might see the things that he doesn't see. I'll keep you posted. Yeah, let me know. Let me get dates. I'm thinking my son is going to Florida the 10th to the 14th, so he'll be back. He leaves the 10th because I got to take him at the airport at 2:30 in the morning, and then they're coming back the 14th, Monday. And then a couple days after that, I may leave to go to Jersey for about a week and see Gemma. Her mom wants me to go to the beach with them, so we'll see. Play it all by ear. But yeah, just keep me informed. Yeah, because I am really considering if I'm up that way or something. If Mike was serious, I really might take him up on and walk around with him. Might be kind of cool. Strange things seem to happen around me sometimes, so maybe he'll get lucky and see something even weird. Will be about September, October. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, just let me know. I may go back up to Jersey in November to the paranormal conference that she wants to go to with Mom. I may go with them and drive. That way Mom doesn't have to worry about driving. If they'll let me come. I talked about it. Only in the movies, Shelley. Only in the movies. You know how many times I hear that? My dad always says that if it's not written in the script, it ain't going to happen. August 30th, Supermoon. Yeah, we get 2 this month. We just had one and we get another one. We just had one, and I believe we get another one here in a couple weeks. How you doing, Menial? You doing good? Sneaking in on us? I'm surprised Eris didn't sneak in. Say hey. I know Knight popped in and said hello. How you doing? I hadn't seen Bob for a while. I hope he's good. Bob Perkins. I hope you're good. If you're listening, Bob, I hope you're well. Yeah, because, I honestly thought Sunny was streaming tonight because I really figured some people would just be over at Sunny's. Yes, I snuck in. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, just casual. I'm getting ready to call it a night. Starting to wind down. That's 30 minutes for me. If you go. Yeah, I wouldn't mind going. I like to do stuff. I want to do more stuff like that. See, the thing is, a lot of it too is with my son working days. I have to make sure that he's taken care of. I mean, he does pretty good by himself, but 90 years old. He's been through a lot. Legs are starting to go. I don't want to leave him too much alone by himself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I would go if we figure out a good date. Yeah, I might go. It's not that far. I could do that. Easy. Yeah, UFO stuff is real hot right now. Everything's kind of hopping right now. But yeah, big topic is I call it the big distraction. But they are dropping nuggets of truth in there, I believe. We'll just have to wait and see what comes out of it. When I start seeing some real proof and not a lot of talking, then we maybe they'll catch a little more of my attention. They're rebooting the sword. They're rebooting everything, from what I understand, Chris. I read an article today, and Jeremy said the same thing, that they're just going to start rebooting. And then on top of that, writers' strike and everything. They're going to try and show you how useful AI really is. So they're going to have them reboot all these movies with it. Yeah, I heard Sword and the Sorcerer they're going to reboot. Beastmaster. Somebody said they're redoing Cujo. I wish they would do Nightflower, Stephen King's Nightflower over again. That is one movie I wouldn't mind a reboot of. Should probably. I was trying to read. I'm just trying to catch up with everybody, kind of getting a feel for what's being going on in chat. Super hugs. Yeah, super hugs to you too. I hope you're having a good night, Menial. Abduction experiences is key. Yeah, but I got to see more proof. I mean, I'm not saying I haven't been abducted, because there was one time in Colorado when I was with a youth group that I disappeared for 5 hours. I remember walking away, and I remember walking back. I don't remember anything in between. That's about it. But that's the only thing I would say. That it'd be, if any time I was abducted, that was probably it. I couldn't tell you if I was. I thought about doing a couple things to see if I did, memory regression and all that, but maybe I don't want to know. I see enough shit as it is. They will all be rewritten terribly. Oh, yeah, of course. They'll go woke. They're talking about how bad Snow White looks. 2-1, it will never hit the theaters. It will go straight to streaming, because that's how bad it's. Disney has lost a bucket load. And then on top of that, they've got people coming out now, leaks coming out about how they run the business. They have to keep a diary. The more woke they are, the more money they make. It's crazy. Shelly and Anna's got an interesting conversation going on. I'm just going to let them talk that out. Wowzer. Seems like everybody's enjoying themselves. This, but basically what this is about, you people talking in chat, and this me here, just keeping the stream alive by running my mouth. And just letting you guys talk and chat. That's what's fun. To me, that's where the fun is. Sometimes I think I do better in chat than in stream. Disney needs to, Disney needs to do a lot. Poor Walt's probably rolling in his grave so bad it's not even funny. It gets deeper. What is it? Oh, we were talking about Disney. What are you talking about, guys? Yeah, the truth has to be out there. Just watch, because the veil is thinning and it is lifting all at the same time. Yeah, and I agree with that. It's always good to have somebody stand beside you helping you, especially when it's a child or a young adult. Walt was a racist anyways. Yeah, but he had a vision. I mean, it was all about family. I mean, granted, the man's personal beliefs. I mean, and that's all still kind of, there's proof, but there's also not designated proof. I don't know. All I know is when Walt was alive, Disney was a lot better. I could care less what he did. It's like most actors. I really don't care what they think outside of what they do on the screen. If they're giving me good entertainment, I'm good. As long as it's worth watching. I don't care what they say outside of that. They ain't no different than we are. Not to brag, but the smoked chicken is freaking awesome. Oh, dude, I bet it was. I mean, every time you come in here cooking something, I'm sure it's all pretty good. It is a small world. It's a very small world. And there's a lot of things on that small world that makes go tick tock. Yeah, it's ridiculous what you pay at. I mean, any of them. I mean, I remember going to Kings Island and $15 all day of hanging around with Hanna-Barbera characters and all that and having a blast. Man, you go now, it's like 60, $70, probably more than that. Heck, I used to love it because Cedar Point was actually at one time cheaper than Kings Island. I always liked Kings Island because of the characters. When I was growing up, it was mostly Hanna-Barbera stuff. And then you had Cedar Point was Charlie Brown's and all the other stuff. I think it still is Charlie Brown stuff. But at that time, there was a pretty good race between the two, and still is too, not as much as it used to be. The roller coaster race between Kings Island and Cedar Point, always trying to outdo each other. That always made fun because you always try to hit both parks during the summer. I have to say Cedar Point was the best one I've been to, but my hubby turned me on to Cedar. My hubby turned you on to Cedar. See, I always liked Cedar Point. The beach there is a little nicer. I'm not knocking Kings Island because, like I said, with Kings Island, in my day, the Hanna-Barbera stuff was the big thing there. It's been a while since I've been to Kings Island, probably a good 10 years. But Cedar Point, I always had more fun at Cedar Point for some reason. Kings Island, they're nice about Cedar Point too. When we in the day they had SeaWorld up there for a little bit. And that was nice because you'd get tickets for Cedar Point and SeaWorld. So you'd spend the day at Cedar Point, then the next day you'd get to spend the day at SeaWorld. And when SeaWorld at the moment had the Batman, it was just after Batman 2 Returns. Batman 2, Batman Returns, the second with Michael Keaton, came out, and they had the stage show with the Batmobile, and it was kind of cool. And then over at Cedar Point, they had just opened one of the new superhero coasters. Excuse me, folks, here for a minute. But yeah, I always liked Cedar Point better. But I enjoyed Kings Island because of the characters, because of the Hanna-Barbera characters. Tell me I'm not cursed. Well, I'll cursed in one way or another. Some curses are good curses, some curses are bad curses. All depends on how you look at it. It's like with our fire. I honestly think that my poor dad walked around 2 months prior saying he was cursed and felt like somebody jinxed him. Then it turned around to have a fire. I told him, man, don't talk like that anymore. Hope you get some snacks. I know I do. I don't snack a whole lot. I keep a little bit around. Really, I can smell you. Chicken yum, I can smell it. Non-human biological entities. Yeah, I am starting to slur a little bit. Haha, Ghost. I didn't laugh at myself. I laugh at myself all the time, Shelly. It's okay. Now I want chicken. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. He made everybody hungry. He does that. He comes in and tells us what he's cooking on the grill or in the smoker. Actually, I'm ready for deer season. There's a buddy across the street from the house, people across the street that go deer hunting. He either brings us over some deer jerky and some deer meat. I tried it one year. He helped me out, and I think he had a couple rabbits and stuff, and I made a hunter stew for Dad. It was so good. Now he's gonna make everybody hungry. Everybody's gonna be wanting to eat. What were you cooking last Friday? Were you cooking sausages or something? If I remember right, last Friday. I can spell it and smell it. There you go. I want to smoke a turkey at one time. My ex's hubby gave me his electric smoker. I don't know how good it is, so I got to test it out. He said it does good. I want to smoke a turkey this year for Thanksgiving. Yeah, me and Neil kind of snuck in. Yeah, I haven't. Has anybody seen Bob around lately? Bob Perkins? Chris, any of you guys that get around? Have you seen Bob Perkins around? I haven't seen him around for a while. Usually he pops in Gemma streams on Wednesdays, sneaks a high in. Oh, I love bison burgers. Man, I went to Colorado and we went to Estes Park. Man, there was a restaurant there that served nothing but buffalo. Ah, oh, so good, so good, so lean, so good. And the buffalo burgers, they literally melt in your mouth. They went to one. They were serving tacos one night at this place, at the same place. They make different stuff. The main thing is their burgers and their steaks, but they offer different stuff every couple nights. They had buffalo burger tacos. Ah, so good. Myself, I just had a fried green tomato and bacon sandwich. There you go. My dad would appreciate that. I don't mind. I don't mind tomato sauce. For some reason, I just can't eat real tomatoes. For some reason, when you're sliced tomatoes, it's like I love the smell of mushrooms when they're sautéing and cooking. But every time I eat them, they make me sick, and I don't know why. And I gotta get some more for the freezer. You know, we do those meat. We have a couple places here in town, butcher shops. That's ready to go. Load up the freezer. We'll do the load up the freezer for the winter, and it's just three of us. And one of them's coming in because he's young. He comes and goes all the time. But we loaded up the freezer last year, and it was perfect. It lasted us. In fact, when the fire happened, it kind of bummed me out because I had a huge pack of frozen bone-in pork chops, 3 porterhouses, I think 2 pounds of hamburgers that I lost because the freezer was outside in the garage when the fire happened. They threw it all away. I was so bummed. I think there was a couple ribeye steaks still left. I turned my son on. You guys are gonna laugh. When I lived by myself, for the short time I got to live by myself, um, because I didn't have a car there for a short time. I had to walk to the store and stuff, so I'd make the loads light. I grew a fondness for bagels and peanut butter and cheese sandwiches. And my son fell in love with them too. Just what you eating? I'm eating a toasted bagel and peanut butter sandwich. Quick way for quick protein. White bread and mayo. I've done that too. Make you really heavy here. Yeah, some people I go through. I go through spells. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a steak and stuff, and then some days, sometimes weeks, I don't want no meat at all. I'll eat salads and like broth soups and stuff, and I won't touch like hamburgers or hot dogs or anything. I'll get like a cheese pizza. Caught the turkey and smoked it. See, that's what I want to do for Thanksgiving is smoke a turkey. I didn't catch all that conversation. Meaners could have given hugs. Well, I keep saying I'm going to end it. We're at 2:19 already. Yeah, I do watch the time. Just to see how long we last, how long I last. I'm just letting you guys pretty much talk and chat now, which is fine. Give you a place to hang out. I Like I said, I'm not a very good gabber. I keep trying to make something work, and I keep, like, the whole video thing. I was ready to really get kicking with doing videos, but they shut that down real fast. And I'm not going to fight with them. I don't want to fight with her. I don't want her having to fight with them either on YouTube. If it's going to be too chancy, it doesn't help when somebody keeps messing with my channel, making bull crap reports. So, oh, thank you for being me. You're welcome. I'm not who I am. I'm just me. I am what I am. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, we're just having fun. Yeah, that's what we do here. Just hang out and chat. Like I said, everybody runs through. I know a lot of you. I see a lot of you guys. There's Nightmare. I see a lot of you guys in the other chat. And sometimes I talk. Sometimes I just ghost. Or I catch the replays and see you guys in the replays. And it's just nice to go to a chat room where you can just shoot the BS, talk about whatever you want. Like I said, we've talked about movies. We've talked about games. By the way, Chris, I am going through that list you gave me. And I'm an okay gabber. I'm not a rambler like Gemma is. But I do my best. I give a little too much dead air, as one might say, but what the hell, We're just here to kind of shoot the crap anyways. I guess it's just a place to hang out, cool off, talk about whatever you want. Maybe I'll swing a story. I need to tell better stories. What I need to do is go and really get the good stuff and relive the good stuff so I can tell those stories a little better. Yeah, because if I sat here and tried to read off the notebooks, it wouldn't be so good. I go in there and read them. What I did for one person, because somebody wanted a couple of my stories, so I sent a couple of stories to them, is I wrote all of my notes down. I read all my notes and then just kind of wrote it out and sent it to them. I sent them like 2 stories. And then I sent Gemma stuff all the time. GhostDragon, I'd like to hear more about your powers, old stories when you start. Yeah, we can do that over the next couple of weeks, Nicole. I started noticing when I saw stuff probably about kindergarten, a little bit before that. I don't call them powers. I'm more of an observer, if you get what I'm saying. I get things like shadows passing in front of me in the middle of streams. That was done on purpose. And I know for a fact that was done on purpose. And it wasn't smoke. I can guarantee you that was not cigarette smoke. Anyways, most of the stuff that happens with me is what I see with other people. Now, when I go looking for stuff, sometimes stuff happens, sometimes don't. Most of my stories stem over the years. Most of the good stuff was in my younger years, my early 20s and my teens when I was out and about. Some of the crazy stuff I saw in elementary school. Even after I got married, it was hard to say anything. I don't think I ever brought it up to the ex, Tina. I never told her I saw stuff. I mean, how do you tell people when you're standing at a wedding, hey, that person's got something following them? So, and I've seen stuff for a while. It's usually something following somebody else or something that's happening to somebody else. And then there are times I just see stuff by itself, like standing in the woods or standing on a hill, or passing by. I've seen quite a few weird, I don't want to call them cryptids because I think they're more things like the rakes that I've seen. I've seen rakes a number of times. They're all pretty much the same, but they were all shaped different. They were pretty much the same creature, but looked different by different, like their face would be different or the way they walked would be different. You never told you? No, I didn't. And she never knew. She just now learned. My kids didn't know. I tried to tell my mom when I was in my teens. I think she knew before that because of watching me out playing in the backyard. She said I'd be playing and I'd look up and watch something walk by, or she'd try to figure out what I was watching. But no, I didn't tell anybody for a long time. My kids are just now realizing it. Actually, I think my oldest daughter and her oldest daughter may have the same ability. I'm pretty sure my granddaughter does. But no, I never told her. That makes me sad. She wasn't that type. She wasn't a horror movie type. I mean, she would watch scary movies with me, but she really wasn't into them. But no, I just never told her. Um, I just didn't feel comfortable. I mean, she dealt with me rocking all the time and everything else, so I wasn't going to make it even weirder. Bless her heart. But no, I never told her. Um, Actually, as for my brothers, my little brother knew I saw stuff. My two older brothers just thought it was strange. We all get along, except for my little brother now is gone. We don't know where he's at, but my two older brothers we get along now. But they always thought I was kind of a weird kid. So, very few of my friends, the only friends that really knew that I was seeing stuff, were really close to me and were usually present when the weird stuff happened around my friends. Because that's the other. I wouldn't call that a gift. It just seems that sometimes weird things happen around me. So I don't call those powers a gift. If anything, I'm more like an observer. I see a lot, and, and I can pick up on things. The only thing that I would say that would be a real gift or power is sometimes I can touch somebody and their stuff will flash their life, or stuff of theirs will flash in my head real fast. So I'm really careful about who I touch, because usually I can say to my, if I get near somebody, oh, don't touch them. blue, blue and chilly now. Me too, Ghosty. Yeah, it's just been weird. So I never looked at his powers. It's a gift I often wanted to give back, as Edna would tell you. She didn't want hers, and I pick up on things, but I'm a lot different than what Gemma and some people are. I'm Like I said, the best way to describe it. Well, I've had a couple people tell me I want to. Two pretty prominent um, mediums have told me called me an observer watcher, and actually the one told me that she was the one that told me that I shouldn't interact with anything as much as I can. She said if you feel it necessary, interact, but she told me not to. See, another thing is, Nicole, I see black eyed kids in hospital that don't look like your average black eyed kids. This one kid's always wearing bib overalls and a red and white stripe shirt. And in fact, not too long ago, I literally followed him around in the hospital for 20 minutes until he went somewhere where I couldn't get to him, trying to film him and catch him on camera. And I did. I followed that thing. And I say thing because I followed it for a good 20 minutes before it. Like I said, it went to a part of the hospital I couldn't follow. And it was definitely looking for something. I don't think it knew I was following it, but it was definitely looking for something. And do you have a pen and paper yet? Blue wants to know. Wasn't really into horror science. Now, see, my mom turned me on to like King Kong and Godzilla, and then turned me on to Frankenstein and all that, and sci-fi. Dad turned me on to the good cowboy movies and army movies. Mom and Dad both turned me on to your musicals and stuff like that. Believe me, I've seen my share of Fred Astaire movies and Gene Kelly, which I don't have a problem with. They're great movies. They're classics. Um, Both of my parents loved Ma and Paul Kettle. You guys know who Ma and Paul Kettle is, and Three Stooges. Oh, I fell in love with the Three Stooges right off the rip. Lauren Hardy, all of them. Those were the type of parents I grew up. And then, of course, Lawrence Welk and Hee Haw. And I don't know how that went from talking about gifts and powers to talking about that stuff. I just rambled there. Oh, because I read wasn't really in. I remember them all. Yes, I bet you do. Yep, I remember many Sundays getting stuck to watch. Wait to watch Disney. Just got to plow through Saturday and Sunday at 6 and 7 through 6 to 8. Hee Haw and Lawrence Welk show, the Gaither show. I got a nice bonfire going. There you go. I got one in the backyard. I need to get going because I got a bunch of scrap I need to burn. I was thinking about doing that one night. Is taking the laptop out and hooking the camera up outside one night, streaming while I burn a fire, because I can actually have the camera facing me with my back to the cemetery, so the camera would be the base facing me and facing the cemetery. Would you guys like to see that one night? Want me to do that one night when it's nice? I'll sit out in the backyard and cook a fire going, and I'll stream where you can't see much. It's pretty dark back there, but just knowing that there's a cemetery right behind me. I was thinking about doing one of Gemma's Monday shows when we do one of her Monday streams. Not tell her and just show up being in the cemetery, sitting at they got a picnic bench there, and I'm going to be sitting there when I come on. Yeah, I think it'd be cool too. A lot of things. See, I haven't had. It's pretty funny because I've lived in this cemetery most of my life. I've only had a few incidents. I've had friends while I was with them having incidents, but the biggest thing that happened to me in that cemetery is the night my hair turned white. And I'm so glad. I wish they would have stayed. Now I know people that I've read stories where people's hairs turned white and it stayed white until the day they died. And then I've heard stories like what happened with me. It just slowly went away. Pops up every so often. I'll get a blotch of white hair or something. Sometimes when I shave and this grows back, you can see it. More it's like salt and pepper now. And at part 1 through 1 to 5.6. What I missed there? Yeah, I would like to see it. Yeah, I like to do that. Yeah, I thought about, actually, I was thinking one night too during the fall is streaming one night. I have a camera and I'm thinking I can stream from it. If not, I'll figure out something and just go down there one night and tell some of the actual ghost stories that I know about that cemetery. And there's a cemetery up north that I've done. So I have seen things and experienced things there more than I have in the cemetery I live beside. I can tell you exactly when your hair turned white. I can tell you exactly when my hair turned white. It shocked my life. Yeah. Is that the day you went, oh my God, no. My hair was so white though that they didn't think it'd change back. I mean, it was whiter than snow. I mean, my eyebrows changed. Everything changed. Um, and Dad just kept shaving my head. If he couldn't look at it, because he didn't accept what happened. Because for like the first month, he kept saying under his breath, "You bleached it, didn't you?" Dad, I didn't bleach it. I swear I didn't bleach it. No, not gonna. I wasn't gonna fight with him because I know it made him uncomfortable. But I tried to tell him. There was another time I tried to tell him about the things I've seen and heard. And these were church-going people. So. But I don't blame them. I mean, how would you think if your kid walked up and said, "My hair turned white because I saw something and told me I was going to take a different path"? If I go, "Your kid, what are you doing, man? What drugs are you taking?" I've heard that too. I had a CAT scan done and a brainwave done when I was younger. When I was really in my puberty years, my rocking got real bad, and I was literally this big kid breaking beds. So they made me do all these tests at Harding Hospital, which is around the corner here. And When I got done with this one test, I sat down with the doctor, and the doctor tells my parents, it's like it looks like he's doing sniffing glue, and I'm going, what? Sniff glue? I said, I could promise you that on my deathbed, I don't do that crap. He said my brainwaves were all over the place. Where they tried to make me go to sleep on this iron table, but I guess I dozed off. And when I dozed off, Mom and Dad couldn't believe how fast I was going. They said I was rocking. I almost rocked myself right off the table. And they said I woke up just as I started to actually scoot off the table. And he said my brainwaves were just all over the place. Don't eat the pie, teach it. My parents got angry. They freaked out. Actually, my parents were a lot calmer than I thought. My dad was a little over because he honestly thought that I bleached it. And because see, at that age, we were allowed to grow our hair out. You know, we kept it military cut until we got to 12. And then he let us, decide what we wanted to do with it. As long as if we grew it out long, as long as we kept it clean and neat. I was just getting there when it went down. I was just getting it nice and long where I wanted it. But no, he was just like, my mom kept telling him, Wayne, if you bleached it, you would smell it. You would be able to smell it. You can't smell it. And but he didn't have nobody. The only time he got mad is the second time he went to shave my head, because I think he just couldn't stand looking at me, made him uncomfortable, because it was white. I mean, scary white. I mean, I looked like an albino without the pink eyes. And I think that's why he shaved it the second time. After that, I just kept it short. Anyways, I'd let it grow out a little bit. Where you can see it when I went to Japan, it was pretty long. He let me grow it out for Japan. And it was weird because when I got off the plane, I felt like some rock star because they would walk up and almost stick the camera right in your face and start taking pictures. Look at this white hair. I heard this one old lady, this white hair. Oh, you're too young to be white hair. Yeah, I am. I was never told to talk that way. Then the things I said came true, freaked them out. And see, that's something that happens with me. There are times that I can predict things or know things before it happens. My big thing is sometimes I think I suck in so much information, especially with all these years I was doing research, that I forget I researched certain things. And I'll be talking to someone, and then all this stuff starts coming out of my head, and it's like, how'd I know that? And I'd have to go check myself. It's like, where the hell did all that come from? How'd I know that? All I want for Christmas is eyebrows. I've been through that too. Weird, because when I went to chemo, I only lost patches of hair, so I just told them to shave it off. My eyebrows fell. So my little brother thought it'd be funny one night because I was living by myself, and he'd come over and check on me. And I caught him getting ready to try to grow eyebrows on me. You're not touching me, dude. Every billing and very number 5. I don't know if I'd want to be mummified. Embalming. Now, so I've seen embalming in action. In fact, my friend that ran the funeral home, he was trying to talk me into being a mortician. I mean, it's good money. Problem is, not everybody comes in there passed from a heart attack. Sometimes you get some pretty bad accidents and stuff. You gotta cover it up. It's like, I mean, it's not that I couldn't do it. I'm not skittish. It's just you feel bad. On top of that, even when I've been in this funeral home, especially either right before or right after they're getting ready to do a funeral, I would see things in the funeral home. It was funny that whole night that I slept in that coffin, not one thing bothered me. I really expected something to happen. I laid there, and like I said, I think I dozed off for like an hour. And then I just woke up and I just laid there and I go, I think I'm going to get my $100 out of him. He didn't think I'd do it. I said, it'd be nice if you had a television in there, like you see in some of the vampire movies where they have television there, stereo system. It was actually a lot more comfortable, I thought, too. My back was actually decent. And that still doesn't explain how there are 100-year-old graves, yet there is still plenty of room. I didn't catch all that conversation. That's what I get for walking into it. I'll tell you what. When I was growing up by this cemetery, it wasn't full, and it's really not full now. I mean, they could probably get the city to give them more land to expand back toward the forest behind it if they needed to. I don't know why they don't. They do have one side on the other side of this creek that kind of runs through one side by where all their maintenance shops are at, that they've started putting graves. But I've noticed more and more that they're putting the cremation tombs up, with the stones, and they put the cremations in them. Those are popping up now along the one side of the cemetery. So they must be pushing cremation now. You prove that we live in a simulation. Yeah, I'll tell you that. Go watch those crazy ladies that do where they act like they're the man. I hate that when I have something at the tip of my tongue. On TikTok, they're making a ton of money just acting like a game. Oh my god, NPC. God, I was checking out these guys talking about these women doing this NPC stuff. I'm like, this world is going whack. Maybe it is simulation. Maybe they really are NPCs. And some of the fads that come through here too don't help. Then all you do is not exist, and imagine all of this. Yeah, you are. We are just in a figment of your imagination. Actually, and then you're in a padded cell with a straitjacket on, and you're sitting next to the Cat in a Hat. This is what happens when you try to read chat. She's laughing, so she must have thought it was funny. I told somebody I knew I was done if I woke up and the Cat in the Hat was standing next to me. I was done with life. I'm done. And if it's Michael Myers or whatever his name is, I'm definitely done. That movie was awful. That and Cat in a Hat. I always liked Cat in a Hat, but he comes off kind of creepy to me. Please. Now we're talking about glitches and simulation and things. And I'm talking about waking up and noticing you're sitting next to the Cat in a Hat in a wacky farm. Now that was creepy bad, buddy. The boogeyman. The Cat in a Hat is the boogeyman. Did you not know that? I used to have a friend tell me that. I was a big Cat in a Hat fan, but I always told him if I woke up one night and I'm sitting next to the Cat in a Hat, I must be in a funny farm. I must be living with the animals. Another one that would creep me out as a kid. Even though I loved Cat in a Hat, he did kind of creep me out. Dr. Seuss kind of creeped me out sometimes, but I loved the stories. I can't think of it. It was a cartoon. Man, I can't think of the name. Dang it. There was one cartoon that was on Sunday mornings, and I think it was something local from a local channel, and it was a weird. It tried to be like a Christian cartoon. I don't know. It was just creepy. Tonight, then tonight I'm going to dream of miracle and be cured. There you go. Positive out thinking. And I think you'll be okay. I mean, it's going to be rough once you get it done, but just stay positive. And like I said, go at your own pace. Don't baby yourself, of course, but go at your own pace to heal. Don't let them push you. That's the one thing I did let them do with the one hip I had done. I let them kind of push me after the first time they wanted me to stay in a nursing home for a whole 2 months. I was like, that's not happening. I'm going to be out of here in 2 weeks. And I was out before that. But the second time they really pushed, and they sent me home the night of the surgery. After the surgery, I woke up next thing I know they're sending me home. Like, you sure about this? I mean, granted I don't want to do pain medication after a couple of days, but sure you don't want to hang on to me for a bit? And I come home and I did end up pushing myself, and I almost ended back up to have it redone. They busted open the stitch, so they had to restitch it. I told them, you guys should have at least kept me for 24 hours. Because if you're giving me the okay to move around, I'm going to start moving around. 148920. Yeah, I have to agree with Chris Jarvis when everybody was giving numbers for the winnings on Long Island stream. I would have played those numbers in the lottery and seen what happened. I should have wrote them down. I may go back and write them down and play them to see what happens. All the numbers people were calling off. Did you get Rumble working yet? We're working on that right now. No stuff. I'm trying to get her tied down long enough to do it because I want to do it. I have Rumble. And I tried posting her videos on my Rumble and they won't let me do it. So I'm trying to get her to sit down long enough so I can get her to start her channel. Because when she does that, once I get her to sign in and log in and all that stuff, I'll show her how to automatically transport her videos from YouTube. And then I'm thinking that maybe once we get that going, stream it live at the same time we stream on YouTube and see how it does. Or maybe test run, have stream regularly on Wednesday night her Oracle. And then maybe Wednesday night, stream again Oracle on just Rumble and see how it does. For just like a couple hours. No, don't. That's hard on her to do 2 nights like that, I would think. I know she was pretty pooped out last Wednesday. But yeah, that's my goal, is to get her at least going on Rumble, because she's starting to realize YouTube is wandering away. So I'm trying to get her motivated to do that. That's the big thing, that stuff, is getting her to stay in one place so I can get stuff going. I want to post foul words. I figured you would. No, I'm sure. I'd feel a lot comfortable. Because, I'm thinking if she does that. Now, see, I have a channel on YouTube. On Rumble. I was thinking about one night during a week, like after Laura's stream and her stream, or when they do on Thursday, maybe later that night, go to Rumble and stream on my channel and just talk about the crap that I like to talk about. Because some of the stuff I like to talk about, YouTube ain't going to let me talk about. And then I'd break out the notes and put everything on the table and lay out my knowledge. Like I said, the problem with me is I have a hard time articulating sometimes. My mouth doesn't always want to work the way I want it to. But yeah, if you can help me tie her down long enough, nut slap, to get her to do this, I know she wants to, because she's starting to realize that she'd probably make some money a lot more money on Rumble right now, and then keep the game. You'd still keep YouTube going, make it her main place. But yeah, she's got to do something, because she's not the only one that's killing the small channels big time. You have to have a really good gimmick. She has a good gimmick. But see, it doesn't help when that algorithm and they don't push your videos like they could be. But there's so many thousands of channels. I mean, you really don't stop to think how many channels are on YouTube. I mean, there's literally hundreds, thousands, and you're talking about from all over the world. You can stream from multiple places. Yes, you can stream on, I believe, right now you can only stream on two, but somebody said that they were trying to attempt to stream on YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook at the same time. Now, I don't know if they did it or not, if it worked for them, but most of the people that I've talked to have been able to at least stream on YouTube and Rumble at the same time. Now, somebody says you can do it with BitChute too, but I'm not a big fan of BitChute. 6:34. I'm tired and sleepy. It's only 2:51. I'm holding that. I am adding household garbage to my phone. A lot of people do that. Okay. Just trying to get there, Cougar. But yeah, I think Rumble would be a good choice for her. You like BitChute? I've noticed that when people live stream, sometimes they have problems. I thought they did have live stream. When Salty Cracker live streaming on BitChute for a while? I believe he was. But I don't think they do shared, is what it is. But I believe there for a while, Salty Cracker and a couple other rooms were live streaming on BitChute, unless they changed again. I know they had some problems. Now, see, Odyssey, I would like to see Odyssey. Is it Odyssey? I like to see them open up streaming. You watch Salty Cracker? Of course I do. I watch a lot of them, actually. You'd be surprised. I lean Republican, conservative. I'm a little bit of a liberal, but not like what you're seeing now. I kind of ride the line. I don't like to associate with anything. My dad's diehard conservative. I mean, he's a Republican diehard. I wake up to him every morning yelling at Fox. But yeah, I like Salty Cracker. I like Quartering. I watched the Quartering. And then I watched them on and off. I like Cindy Watson. If you know who she is, she does stuff with Quartering. She's the other brown-eyed girl I have a crush on. She's an Aussie. She's from Australia. I watch Hardback. Oh, really? And I like Yellow Flash and all those guys. The other Jeremy from Gamers. But yeah, I stumbled across Salty Cracker a long time ago. He wasn't even doing political stuff yet. I've been with YouTube since its beginning. The only time I really stepped away from YouTube was probably when my kids started really growing up, about when my last one started going to kindergarten and life, everybody in sports and everything. That's when I kind of missed out on some of that middle ages of YouTube. Knife feeling like the sharpest knife. We're old. I know your bed's probably calling you. Yeah, I try to keep up with it a little bit of everybody, but yeah, I love Salty Cracker. He's hilarious. I mean, you get him going, man. It's amazing. It ain't no wonder why he's bringing in the money that he is right now. The Quartering? Yeah, Quartering's all right. I followed him. He's another one I followed since he was with Magic of the Gathering and all that, when he was doing all that. But I like the Quartering. He's a good guy. I've actually met him. He's a nice guy. I don't know if you remember, but I met him up north. Actually, he was at a pub. And he was a real nice guy. But yeah, I like the Quartering. Like I said, Salty. Then I watch odds and end channels. I don't really subscribe to them. I just kind of have them written down and I just go check them every so often. I keep a list of channels that I'm not subscribed. Like a lot of the small channels that I watch, I don't subscribe to them until after a little bit, see how they go, if they're gonna pique my interest or not. I keep them on a list of. I actually keep a list right here under in this pad of the new followers, the new young channels that I follow, and see how they do and kind of watch them over time. That's actually how I stumbled across Gemma. Was I was just kept hitting home and refreshing the channels, looking for people that had like low views and stuff. And I bumped into her where I got scammed video. I think that was like the second one or the first one she did, where she wanted to get a loan, but they were asking her for $300 for the loan to get the loan. So I'm like, you're gonna pay for a loan? You're gonna pay $300 for a loan, and you're getting a loan because you own money. And I said, hey, come on. But anyways, I watched that video, and I thought actually this is pretty cute, so I just kept watching her through all the addiction stuff that she was trying to help them with. It's a shame because she could have. She was actually kind of helping people, giving people a place to talk. And YouTube just wouldn't play her videos. I mean, she wouldn't get nothing. There was a couple times I had to literally go look for them before I subscribed. Now I have to throw out some chicken, AK, or I'm going to buy one. Man, yeah, he did. Actually, I'm ready for a good brisket. I'm ready for a good solid brisket. You got AKs, really? Ooh, tell her not slap. And it's getting frisky. You can tell I'm starting to get tired. I hate when I get the first couple of days of a haircut because it wants to stand up. Y'all nasty. Yeah, we are. It's all right. That's hilarious. Real nasty. Y'all nasty. We need Lotus and Arisha in here. I love those two ladies. The twins. Sheets did not add much to the bonfire. Now we're burning household items. That's funny. I think I'm going to get ready to call it, folks. Everybody's getting slap happy now. I notice it's slowly getting quiet, too. I love this. I'm glad everybody hung out. I had 16 people hanging and just listening. That amazes me. Come on, I can't be that entertaining. Like I said, a lot of this, I do this for chat. Basically, that's what the whole gig was. And then Saturday night, I was going to show videos, but they kind of scared Gemma out of that, and I don't blame her because it is her channel. I don't want her to get in trouble. I do this just to promote her anyways and help her out. But yeah, just keep an eye on things. If I can get her tied down, she's got a lot going on. She's trying to finish up stuff for her book and stuff. Because I want to get her tied down so we can start doing, or at least getting videos over to Rumble. I do all right. I mean, I'm a little modest, but see, I'm not the talker like, some people are. Because I do worry about my speech and how I talk. And I know I stutter and sometimes I can't spit things out. But it is very calming doing this. I do enjoy this. I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. I was just looking at a way to kill a couple of hours at night. I didn't expect to even have 10 people when I first started doing this. I figured just a couple of people. People coming and going, checking out other channels, just stopping in and saying hi. That's all I figured. I had no clue that there would be days that I'd actually make it 2 or 3 hours doing this. I didn't see it. Chris, you still here? I wanted to say goodnight to you, bud. Let me know about, if you see this, let me know about the Bigfoot hunt down there, down Salt Fork. I'd love to go check it out. Just that's all I do, really, and as be myself. I will start telling some more stories. I got my books. I've been going through them. That's why I was able to remember some of the ones because I'd been reading through them. Yep, you're still here. I figured you were. I figured you might go to sleep. Yeah, just let me know. I'm sure you'll swing by tomorrow night. But I told her we wouldn't make fun of her, but we'll have a little fun. I want to show some of the old stuff. Some of our older stuff that hasn't. That's another thing. People do these videos and they just stockpile on their channel. It shouldn't hurt to go back and revisit those videos. Do a stream where you go back and look at yourself a few years back and see how much you've grown, how much things have changed. So I thought it'd be a good idea to do that with Gemma and talk about some of the topics, because she did stuff before they did the premiere thing, and I know some people come in and talk about what's going on in their premieres and stuff. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to do that, and she liked the idea. She was like, "Oh, that's a great idea." I'm hoping to get her started on doing her reviews on her Oracle decks too. I think she would really do a good job doing the reviews of the Oracle decks she gets. I think she could actually do those for Rumble because she can be a little more honest and, cuss and be able to type cuss. So we're going to do those kind of things. And now the Gemma replay will start tomorrow night. And I'm going to try to go. I'd like to start from she deleted a bunch of videos, so I can't show the good old ones. So I'm going to go back, try to go all the way back to the first one. Tupperware and he's burning everything, man. Run. When you start burning the Tupperware, you run because you're just burning stuff for fun now. But yeah, I want everybody to have a wonderful night. We're going to go ahead and call it. What time is it? That's 3 o'clock. We went 3 hours. Holy crap. Everybody, please have a wonderful night. Enjoy your evenings. It's great to have you. It's great having you hang out with me while I just ramble. Even though, like I said, I'm not as good as Gemma. But I appreciate it. I'm glad everybody comes in and has a good time. Like I said, Friday nights, I really try not to focus on one subject. It's more fun just to let it go and have fun. It's what Monday's supposed to be like, but, with Gemma, you never know what you're going to get, but a good ramble session for sure. So please, everybody have a wonderful night, and I'll see you on the flip side tomorrow night. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. It's supposed to be somewhat nice here. We're not supposed to get any rain till Sunday and Monday, so hopefully everybody have a good day tomorrow. Be safe, and much love to you all and respect. And I'll see you on the flip side here in about 24 hours. Take care, folks. Have a good night. And once again, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. True people. True good folks. Have a good one. It'll take forever for this thing to shut